is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
We just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts.
You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know,
What's the point?
the point of SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Let me have my misery.
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You got to run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we just secured the bag.
But, like, you got to promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. It'll be like my favorite movie. Time. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
the best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves safe.
Hey, how can I get muscles like you guys? Wow, Mr. Wonderful!
You can start by getting in shape with a Hulkamania workout set.
Great!
It's got everything you need. Head and wristbands, a jump rope for warming up, a hand gripper for power, dumbbells for strength, an exercise poster, and even Hulk's own workout tape.
The Hulkamania workout set. You from LJN.
Are you in shape yet?
Yeah!
Oh!
Okay, bye.
When you select vitamins, do you choose the only one with all natural colors, flavors, and sweeteners? Beta-carotene, Hulk Hogan vitamins, the new champion of children's chewables.
Chip! Yeah! Gotta have beef, gotta have spice. Need a little excitement? Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah!
SDL. Two bad bitches, one hot track. B3CCA, bitch. Two bad bitches, one hot track. Hello, hello. It's that B3 flow. You said you know me? I think you don't. My friends are rich and you're looking hella broke. With Matt, I'm the real rough rider. Can't keep up, my arms must be tired. Slow-mo, super villain, Zack Snyder. You talk shit, but I know you're a subscriber. DSL on our lips cause we're naughty. Hannah Montana acting like Miley. We can't stop cause we're the life of the party. Got your man squirming Scotty too haughty. SDL with a $sign code. B3CCA with the 3 cause I'm cool. Face tat, ass fat, say that. Two bad bitches, one hot track. Haters got a grip that's priceless. Haters got no dishes that's wifeless. Diamonds in my mouth, I'm priceless. Always ready for a fight, can't try us. You thought I I'm a thotty, you thought wrong. Just a hottie with a body and a thong. You wanna fight? Let's get bloody like Carrie. I'm queen of the prom. SDL with a $sign her. B3CCA with a 3 cause I'm cool. Top of the Indies now and top of the charts. We're spending our cash and breaking your hearts.
Ooh, what's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. I am your host, the infallible Phil Marks. Yeah. And we are on the air. I'm a little bit later than typical for Saturdays. I like to try and pop on a little earlier, but I don't know. There was no Graps on. I know that the AAA show is on, I think, right away. No? So maybe I'll throw that on YouTube. I believe there's a AAA show on this evening. So welcome, everybody. Merry Christmas. I hope you're all having a wonderful Christmas time. I hope everybody's having like a good, happy holiday season, festive spirits, festive cheer, all that good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. If you have better shit to do, if this is what you're doing on Saturday, I appreciate it. Especially with me jumping on like a couple hours later than I typically do, unless there's like a PLE on at a specific time or something. So yeah, I think we'll watch some AAA. I know like Collision, I think, was pre-taped and on earlier. Lots to get into, and I can't wait. It was sort of a slow, I don't want to say a slow news week as far, or like headline funny, like I'll always find funny stuff in the IWC. But it's not even that it was slow. It was just like everyone was just crying about John Cena, which still overshadowed everything else. Everything else going on. So I can't wait to get into everything. I appreciate you all for being here. I'm going to track down this AAA show. Sorry, guys. I think I just caught wind of the time and was like, oh shit. And it is on YouTube internationally, right? Or is this like their first? We're on Fox. No, I know that's not a thing yet. We're going to talk about that tonight. So yeah, Jim Cornette got roasts Jack Posobiec. I don't even know who this is. Like I do now because he got into it with Jim Cornette. So they have a best matches marathon. But they got into it, and I guess this is like a big political influencer, or he's a politician, something along those lines. AEW Sickos get violent, dude. Okay, they got violent over some fucking merch, and it is hilarious. And WWE is losing in court, according to Brandon Thurston. I guess judges are forcing WWE's hands on some documents when it comes to Vince McMahon and all that good stuff. So, I mean, those are major headlines, but to some people, but it's also just shit. Like all this Vince McMahon stuff, we've been dealing with it for so long. Everyone's in the Christmas spirit. We don't want to be bogged down with this bullshit. So we're going to laugh at some sicko action, do some AEW news and whatnot. And I can't wait for it. We have a jam-packed show. Thanks for hanging out this evening. Guys, is it on you? I'm bibbling and babbling because I'm looking for the show. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what it's on. Typically, it's on YouTube. I'm going to look this up. Where to watch AAA Guerra de Titan. Sorry, I know I'm butchering it. Canada. WWE Espanol. So I'm as blind as a bat. So how's everybody doing? As far as, let me know in chat how you guys are all doing and feeling, and if you're in the Christmas spirit and all of that good stuff. I know I certainly am. And it's been snowing like a motherfucker. And so here I'm just going back to WWE's YouTube channel. Someone's got to like send me a link. You got a link for that free YouTube, guys, or what? Okay, so I think I got to go to their live section. All right. Sorry, guys. This is compelling radio. I know. What a way to start the show. Oh, yes, right here. Upcoming, boom. 8 p.m. it's scheduled for. So I'm just going to leave that there. Okay? And it will come on when it commences. Okay, speaking of coming on, let's get on with this show, shall we? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping right. Let me check in with chat. Sorry, I'm not a shark. I'm a man for two. Says, does Ob-Ed want a carrot or salt lick this? Nay. Oh, come on. That's not very fair. Dude. You would. Don't lie. I watched a video today. Dave Source was in the video. Okay. But seriously, Brian Alvarez was an indie wrestler. Yeah, dude. You didn't know that? Yes. He like wrestled Orange Cassidy and shit. What up, everyone? Let's play some flutes. Yeah, there'll be some laughing at Dave. There always is. The Guerra D to 10 edition of AAA. Yeah, exactly. Guys, thank you so much. Round of applause, everybody here. We're on X and YouTube right now. Thank you, guys. Very last minute show, too. I didn't have a link up or anything. Just been busy. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive right into stuff, okay? We've waited long enough. It is time for miscellaneous news here.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
So, speaking of bad news, or maybe it's some good news, but Vince Russo has booked James Storm versus Kerry Morton in a pole match. Okay, so let's watch this clip. This is JCW here. Bro, it's Vince Russo, bro, and Big Vito, bro. Juggalo, I invented Juggalos, bro, and Juggalo Championship Wrestling. This shit's wild. So let's just take a look at this. A pole match.
This is what I need you to do.
Go ahead.
Be my eyes and ears tonight. You
My
understand
eyes
what
and
that
ears
means is
tonight.
Don't go into business for yourself.
For yourself, bro. Let me tell you, if you go into business for yourself, bro, I can't.
I am going to be interviewing people all night to see who's going to take Violent J's spot, okay?
Yeah.
Eyes and ears. Say it to me. Say
Eyes and ears. Don't beat anybody up. This is a business. Hey, bartender. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? Listen, he's got peanuts in.
Shout out James Storm doing the damn thing.
He's got pretzels. I got to go. But take it easy. Vince.
Does this look like a bar to you? This is my office.
It looks like a bar to me. It says bar up there. Oh. You know, hey, I might be from the South, but I can spell. That's for damn sure. But Vince, this is
what I don't get it. So is it? Why is Russo overwhelmed? I don't know. I'm not watching it week to week. So why is he acting like James Storm is the stupid person for pointing out? Does this look like a bar to you, bro? Yeah, it says bar right there. So is Vince just like taking the piss out of himself the whole time in JCW? Or is he trying to be like, everybody around me, bro, is losing their freaking minds? Like, what is his character? I really got to start watching, I guess.
What I want to know. You've been here for 5 damn minutes. Same Vince, just a different time. Really? A coal miner's glove on a pole match?
Bro, you love that's right up your alley. Bro, anything on a pole is over. Anything's the ratings prove that, bro. Anything on a pole is over.
Just like that blindfold match in a cage.
Hey, listen, I can't hit a home run every time. Okay? Coal miner's glove, your element. Go out there, get me ratings, James. James, you know what it is, man. You want to be on the show, you got to bring in eyeballs.
Well, you know me.
Yeah.
You tell me to do it, I'll make sure it's there. Hey,
and as a matter of fact, do it drunk. That'll be even better. Coal miner's glove on.
There's your tip.
Get out of here with your tip.
I don't know, like that. It's kind of funny, you know. It's fun, and I like that James Storm is like doing shit, you know. I've always been a fan. So here's a clip from, I guess, later in the same show. Here's an exchange between Violent J and Vito here. So let me know if this is your guys' cup of tea, or is this just too goofy for you?
I should slap the shit out of you right now.
This is last week on Lunacy.
Then go ahead and slap the shit out of me right now.
And that's not how I conduct things here.
Yeah, you fucking asshole.
You know something? I will conduct business that way after the show. In the parking lot. Good. Me and you.
I'm looking forward to it, you fucking jerk off.
I should slap
Oh, you fucking, what is you, a fucking jerk off? Oh, dude, I love it. I actually love that, but it's just, it is silly as fuck. So, I don't know. It's piqued my interest. Everyone's talking about it. I want to start watching some JCW. I just need to find the goddamn time. Speaking of finding the time, Kurt Angle finds the time to film cameos when he can. And recently he sent a cameo in to Dude's wife while he was sitting on the fucking toilet.
Kurt Angle. Here we go. I just got dumped by my evil wife and I genuinely don't know what to do. I feel numb. I think I want to join a fight club. There are guys that fight behind 7-Eleven and honestly, maybe getting punched in the face will knock some sense into me. Any advice?
Hey, Jim, it's your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. And I don't even know what to say right now. You got dumped by your evil wife. You don't know what to do. You feel numb. You want to join a fight club. And I know that you think that fighting behind 7-Eleven will make you feel better. How about this? Find out if your wife is really evil. And if she's not, try to get her back. And figure out a way to get her back. That's all you got to do, my friend. Oh,
He's just ribbing him back because clearly that's an unserious cameo request, you know?
it's true. It's damn true.
Kurt Angle.
It's perfect. Kurt's so funny. Like, even there's like videos of him, you know, like trolling his wife and shit. I know you've all seen it with the spaghetti or whatever and the scissor. Like, I don't know. He's just a funny dude. Speaking of funny dudes, man, Jim Ross, good old JR and King, Jerry the King Lawler linked up in Pittsburgh, in Britsburg, and he's wearing a WWE shirt straight up. He's wearing his WWE Hall of Fame ring. And yeah, it's just good to see them. I would love for them to call one more match, one more match, one more match, one more match. That would be beautiful. It would be a Christmas miracle. Speaking of Christmas miracles, Jake Paul, he got knocked the fuck out by Anthony Joshua. So last night was the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul Netflix event, and I caught the main event. It wasn't glitching out like Netflix has in the past for these fights, but again, I don't know what the numbers were on this. But yeah, the boxing gods were everything was in order, and it took Joshua a minute to like get him, but Jake Paul kept like shooting double legs on him. I don't know.
Body with the right hand for Anthony Joshua. There's a big left.
These are all of his knockdowns.
Text messages are lighting up. Everyone wondering what the hell is happening.
Like Jake was like shooting double legs on him. I don't know. I'm not gonna break this all down or play this all, but he got knocked down a bunch, and yeah, credit for going in there and swinging wildly on like a top heavyweight and fighting a guy way bigger than you after you fought a bunch of people that you're bigger than and younger than, you know, like he's fought like 50-year-olds and shit. So, but then he went in there and he was like shooting double legs. I was kind of losing respect for Jake Paul. Like going into it, I was thinking to myself, okay, respect that he is at least doing this one time, because typically he's bullying these older guys with like hip replacements and shit who are wrestlers in MMA and or basketball players or whatever. So, and then the only boxer he fought, you know, beat him, Tommy Fury. So, and Tommy Fury's not even that, I don't know. He's not even that good either. He's good, but he's not like that good. I guess like for the level he's at, I don't know. I think they both have like 10, 12 fights, something like that. Something in that range. But either way, Jake Paul was supposed to lose this fight. He did. He got knocked out bad. His jaw got broken and his teeth got like punched in. And Logan Paul was there like talking crazy shit. And even the commentary was kind of pissing me off. It was Mauro Ranallo. So you guys know him from WWE. And like early on, you know, Jake threw a big right hand and Joshua just fucking perfectly blocked it. But they're like, oh, that's the only strike that landed and all this shit. I'm like, what are you guys watching? I don't know if it's just their position. I don't know if they're looking at the monitors or not. But they were like kind of hyping Jake up at first. And then he just started shooting double legs. And everyone's like, okay, this is abysmal. This is fucking embarrassing. Boxing should be embarrassed. This is like the most hype fight of the year, probably. Maybe you could argue like the Crawford fight, but like Like was that, I don't know. This one might have been more hype. This one probably brought in more casuals, but again, I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. It's just me assuming that, right? Like social media hype as well and whatnot. But you could debate, but like this is the end of the year, this is supposed to be this big fight, and it took Joshua like 6 rounds to get Jake out of there. I think that's kind of embarrassing for the state of boxing, but not to take anything away from like Joshua. The guy was like trying to wrestle him, so Joshua was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm trying to box. So but Jake got his like teeth punched in pretty much, and yeah, you hear the infamous Mauro Ranallo Mama Mia.
Much is going to happen, and it almost there's a left hook. Down,
and hopefully it's humbling for him, and he just doesn't fight as heavy as he has been. And he did pay tribute to Hulkamania here, to Hulk Hogan, which was awesome of him to do, I suppose, right?
And now his opponent, making his way to the ring, here is Jake Paul!
And like, I know Jake Paul is always extra, but he was really being extra on the way, like leading up to this fight, and it was because he knew he was gonna get fucking smoked. But it's cool he wore a Hulkamania Forever Dude jacket. Like, he didn't have to do that. But it's a clown show. Let's all be straight about this, right? I know I'm putting it over a little bit. It's early on the show. Okay. I'm not as worked up. I haven't been pissed off by Sickos yet or something. So it was entertaining, dude. It was just funny seeing him like just try and land bombs on AJ, and just how AJ, like, yes, did Jake land a couple big shots to him? People are like, damn, he did land this overhand right. And it's like, dude, AJ was just eating that shit. That was like pillow punches to him, man. It was absolutely nothing. You could tell he was like AJ was a little frustrated, but he was getting fucking, the guy's like trying to wrestle him. I think Jake was trying to get DQ'd. I think he was trying to DQ himself like early on so he could, or get like points taken away or something, which I don't know. Like, there was this one boxer who used to like dance around a bunch and shit and beat your ass, and not Roy Jones, but I forget this dude's name, but he would like drop his hands and just like dance and talk shit, and his record wasn't, he was like super athletic. I forget his name, man, but his record was like 50-50 almost, I want to say, but it was largely because like referees didn't favor him. They hated his style and the way he fucking would like talk shit and move around and do all this crazy shit. And so like, I know that he'd get deducted points for like fucking around, or like refs would warn him and shit, and like a lot. And so I don't like in MMA, if you're just pissing around too much, refs sometimes will, but like, I mean, you can wrestle in MMA, so maybe it's not comparable, but I don't know in boxing how do they take points when you're just fucking around? I don't get it. You're shooting double legs. Like, that should be, is that not like a back of the head shot? Do you not get a point deducted or something for that? I don't know. It was cringe. And yeah, the right thing happened. But it was entertaining as all hell. I love fucking freak show fights like that. Speaking of the Hulkster though, so Brooke Hogan released a new song, a new tribute song, and like, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. And I don't know. Music was always something. I'm not even really gonna play this. It's sad. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Hulkster, brother.
Tell me you loved me, really? Could you find me in my dreams? All the lying letters, lines I'm trying to read. Guess it's not what it seemed. I kept it real.
Yeah, I wonder, like, didn't she stop making music or something? So that's beautiful, though. That's for her dad. So shout out Brooke Hogan. And you guys go and check that out. It's called Wanna Go Back. Go and download that or whatever on your Spotify. Speaking of emotional, I'm so sorry. I'm such an asshole. Todd Grisham. Okay. He talked about Vince McMahon going insane on him. And basically He went on Giga Chad Chris Van Vliet show and had like a therapy session. I don't mean to roast the guy, but he went on there and just like, Chris pretty much asked him about like all of the bad shit that happened to him, and he was like forced to relive his trauma here on Insight with Giga Chad Chris Van Vliet. So go and check out that show, and let's listen to some of these stories that Grisham had.
Vince McMahon went insane on me one time because I said that John Morrison, who was a heel at the time.
It's crazy that he came on Chris Van Vliet's show and it was just him reliving all of this shit that happened to him, man. Oh, dude, I thought it was funny.
Poetry. Now, normally I wouldn't say that, but there was a new WWE.
It is like kind of sad, and it's crazy how much like, Undertaker, even like on Joe Rogan, he's like, oh, when we used to bring guns and knives to the locker room and shit, people were like, that's cringe, right? And now people play video games and stuff, but even the bullying aspect, like I'm sure there's some hazing and ribbing and shit, but like think about even when this guy in the 2000s was backstage, like back in the locker room, what was people were doing, let alone like in the 90s and all the stories of like the Steiners and all these motherfuckers.
Magazine, they just transformed it from being like a results-based boring magazine like last week Eddie Guerrero beat JBL by pinfall, here's the description, to more of like a Maxim style lifestyle magazine, get to know the superstars better. So they're like, anytime you can incorporate stuff from the magazine, do it. It helps sell the magazine, it helps tell their story, it syncs everything up. Great. So they did a whole thing on John Morrison. His finisher was called Starship Pain.
Yes.
So
what a finisher.
He wrote a poem called Starship Pain. So he's in the ring and I go, John Morrison, Starship Pain. He's a big fan of poetry and wrote a poem about the finisher Starship Pain. And Vince goes insane in my ear. Did you just say that our number one heel is an effing poet? You stupid F. What the?
You stupid fuck. You're fucking fine.
Shut up. Just shut up.
Fuck is my second favorite F word.
Don't say anything else. Jim Ross. So I was working Jim, you call the rest of this fight. I don't want to hear another effing word out of you. So literally the match starts and I don't say a single word for like 5 minutes. And then the match.
Yeah, that's right, pal. Yeah. You sit there and you shut your goddamn mouth. Or you're.
Match ends. And we got to do like the promo going to the next fight. And he goes, okay, you can talk now. And I'm like, what? I'm like, coming up next, Shelton Benjamin goes one-on-one with a heart.
You speak when you're spoken to, pal. You can speak right now.
Great kid, Shawn Michaels. But he was so angry at me over that.
Over that?
And it's funny, CVV just laughing at him the whole time. I can't help but laugh too, honestly. So Vince McMahon threw a temper tantrum at Todd Grisham over gym etiquette. And they're talking about N-words and you put the weights on the bar. Let's hear him tell the story.
And Vince is walking by and he goes, oh, hey, there's my boy. And I'm like, he's talking to me? Like, yeah, you. I'm your boy, right? I'm like, He starts walking a little closer and he's like, I saw you going into the weight room the other day. I said, yes, sir. He goes, you were lifting those weights, weren't you? Lifting those weights. I said, yeah. He goes, you put the weights on the bar, right?
Yeah, you lift those weights till you puke.
I said, yeah. He goes, but you forgot to take them off. I said, oh, he goes, no, it's okay. It's okay. I did it for you. Which makes me your fucking boy. He's turning beat red.
So wait, where's the quote about Stanley Graps? I can't call him the N-word. Oh, is that what Vince says to him? Oh my God.
And then he just stops and just walks away. And I look over and Edge looks at me and he goes, that's pretty cool. Vince is your boy. John Gaborik. They call him Big. He was one of the producers backstage. He would later tell me,
you're Big. Your name's The Big Show. Your name's Big Bronson Reed. And your name's just Big.
That he was in the gym and Vince was mad. It wasn't me, by the way, that left the weights on, by the way. There was someone else, but he just thought it was me. And he said that Vince thought about how to approach me about that all weekend. I can't call him the N-word. I'm not his N-word. What can I call him? I'll call.
What? Oh my God. Oh, dude, Vince is just he was a madman, dude.
Boy, yeah, okay, and what's he like planned it? He's like psychotic. But to be fair, later that night,
I can't call him N-word, and CVV's not like. Whoa, wait, hold on a second. He really said that? That's fucking.
I did
wild.
the show, walked backstage, and he gave me the nod. Like he's on to the next subject.
And I earned that partially racialist guy's respect. Man, this is,
and Vince is walking.
It's crazy stories, man. It's so funny hearing all this stuff. I mean, you've always heard wild stories about Vince, but now that he wants to avoid this shit, and he's sort of out of the picture. Like, he's still on the TKO board and all of that, but I don't think he can make a stink the way he once could have. Certainly not in the pro wrestling field. So it's interesting to hear like more wild stories come out. You know, there's always been wild stories of Vince, like, oh, he takes the finisher in the fucking bar and all this stuff. But it's just crazy. So this is the same story. Actually, I bookmarked that. Speaking of craziness, man, and shitting on the biz, pun intended, right? Braun Strowman. Speaking of big men, another big Braun Strowman says he feels like a lot of respect has been lost in wrestling, and he was on Burnt Chrysler's Something's Burning here.
The respect thing
with Brad Williams.
And that's something that for me that kind of chapped my ass on my way out of the business was how much of the respect was lost. Just for the guys who like main event everything, because you would see when I first started, like Taker was still around doing house show stuff, and like they're the main event, and you better be fucking sitting there watching the screen when he comes back, or you're gonna get your ass chewed out for it. So it went from that of the respect of watching the guys that were on the marquee, drawing the main event, and the main reason why 90% of the people were in the building was to watch that main event. It was paying your respect to go, hey, thanks for the house. To seeing that, and then going out there, and then like Roman Reigns and I going out there 45 minutes doing a street fight and coming back, and there's nobody in the fucking gorilla, and they're already in their hotels in the next town. It's like,
yeah, they were street fighting like on those live shows on the road. It was Roman and Braun. That was like the main shit they ran with for like a long time.
Wait a second, like they paid to fucking see us. You couldn't even stay around and watch our shit, dude. That's the respect thing.
It's funny how like even a guy like Braun has the same criticism. Like, I feel like this is what people have been saying about people in wrestling since the fucking dawn of wrestling.
That's what made me fall. And
at least since the internet. So here he is on Brent Kaiser's Something's Burning here with Brad Williams, comedian Brad Williams here, and Braun Strowman tells another, or just, I don't know, shits on the business a little bit. He's not shitting on the business. He's just calling it like he sees it, I guess. And he's like, I'm more old school.
At its core, we want to see a guy like you and Brock just fucking go at it.
That's what made me fall. And there's nothing that, like I said, I'm not taking anything away with some of where the sport is now and stuff like that, but it's lost the allure of the airport test, the it factor. Like what got me into wrestling with these larger than life characters that you can't see walking around.
Do you get why it's funny? They got the big giant guy and it's a little tiny guy, and they're sitting together, they're eating food. It's hilarious.
On day to day, like the Andres, the Hogans, the Takers, the Canes, the Mark Henrys, these giant human beings and stuff like that, to where I don't know. It's just, I think it's just everything in a general. You like to look across like movies, like think of action movies in the 90s with Stallone and Schwarzenegger and all this stuff. And then you think now, and it's just times have changed. And I don't know.
Yeah, Stallone would wear like shoes with heels on them so he'd look taller. It's just times have changed, man. Can't do that anymore.
I'm hoping that maybe the big screen needs the big meatheads back on and stuff like that. But I get it.
Now the action star has to be relatable.
Yeah.
You have to have a guy, oh, it's Liam Neeson and he's 72, but he's still kicking ass. Because that's going to be me one day. But but whereas if I see you on screen, I go, well, that's not me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Brent is just fucking drunk and trying not to slice one of his fingers off by accident. So moving along here, a couple more in miscellaneous news. We have some indie and some New Japan. So Wrestling Observer, belief is that New Japan will be doing a long main event and long retirement ceremony for Hiroshi Tanahashi to end Wrestle Kingdom 20. The reason the show is only 7 matches is because of time constraints, since it's going on network television and wanting to make sure the Okada Tanahashi presentation isn't rushed. So yeah, only 7 matches. And they all mean something, and I'll definitely be checking this out. It's on network television, I guess. Wrestle Kingdom is going to be. And Tanahashi can't really go that long, though. Gotta be honest. Like, he's not going to have some barn burner 20, 30-minute fucking match. And if he does, I mean, it's going to get ugly quick. So, and I'm not trying to shit on Tanahashi. I love Tanahashi-san, but it's just the truth. He's washed, bruv. Unfortunately, and that's why he's having his retirement match. And it's not like, oh, it's Jericho or Cena. Like, no, Cena could still go out there and muscle through a performance and not. I mean, we all saw Tanahashi like struggling to walk to the fucking ring on AEW TV. I feel like not that long ago. But we talked about the indies a little bit. So the Hardys took on the indie bloodline, whatever you want to call it, Lance Anoa'i and Zilla Fatu, and they lost, right? The Samoans lost, and then Lance Anoa'i turned on Zilla Fatu. He turned him on? No, he turned on him, went heel on him at HOG. Huge reaction from the crowd. And good for Lance. It fucking sucks balls we didn't get this in WWE, but maybe they'll pick up Lance and Zilla together as a tag team. That could work too. It doesn't need to be like we're the bloodline and shit, but just to have some wild Samoans. They never, having a team like that never hurts, like the Head Shrinkers or some shit. So there you go. And speaking of HOG, Shotzi debuted her custom green strap HOG Women's Championship. She's crushing.
There she is. The brand new HOG Women's Champion.
She went Ultimate Warrior style. Even though his shit was yellow, but you get what I'm saying. Citrus color.
The HOG Women's title. She said that she was going to remake that title in her image. That championship looking more like a matching accessory here to her gear. She is all green. As the ballsy badass.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out Shotzi. And then in HOG news, I'm over here now. Andrade showed up. So recently, you know, he tweeted out, my lawyer got a letter from WWE saying I can work in Puerto Rico. Now he can work on these indies as well. They just don't want him on AEW, which I think we all kind of knew would be the case. So holy shit, Andrade just shook the building. Andrade El Idolo showed up and it's coming after you. I mean, huge pop, dude. Yeah, I mean, good for Andrade. He's kind of doing like a Jericho thing, but it's more like out in the public of what he's able to do and can't do. And I guess this was shocking, you know, but good for him for, I mean, getting out there and keeping his shit alive, you know. And I guess good on WWE for allowing him to work other places, just not AEW. I mean, I don't know if they want to claim they're competing, then I guess that's what's going to happen. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was miscellaneous news. Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, ladies and germs, I'm not a shark. I'm a man for two. Says I might nooge myself if you don't stop it, mister. Gay? No, just jokes, man. That's you go ahead and nooge yourself, but you keep your nooging to yourself. Okay. Hammerlock DDT. It's chat saying Andrade still has the best rolling elbow. What? Not the Judas effect? A good honor. Yeah, she's crushing it on the indie shots. Guys, patreon.com/pro wrestle times. Okay. I've been uploading. I dropped a new Botchamania watch along yesterday. I forgot to post it, but I did. So make sure you're over there. And oh yeah. I forgot to tell you guys. The polls are going up just all over like YouTube, Discord, Patreon, Twitter, everywhere that I'm at. I'm going to put up polls. And not polls on a poll match, bro. A poll on a poll. I've got it. Polls draw, bro. Listen to me. A poll on a poll match. That is professional wrestling, bro. But yeah, the polls are going to go up for the end of the year awards. I'm going to post up the nominees. Like every year, I basically post the nominees. And then you guys are going to vote. And then the Christmas show will air on Christmas, or I'll go live. Like, I think Christmas on like a fucking Wednesday. So maybe, I don't know. I'm likely going to be very, very, very busy. But if it's on Christmas Eve, then maybe like early during the day or something, or I'll just pre-record a show, whatever the fuck I choose to do. Okay. The Christmas special's coming, end of the year predictions. And your boy Phil Marks is going to put up the fucking nominees, and you guys, and I pick who the nominees are. Okay, and then you guys just vote on who I pick, and then whoever gets the most votes will hand out the awards and whatnot. And yeah, so guys, run the likes up as well. And yeah, let's get into things. So we have where are we at here? Is that all? I feel like there's something I forgot. Yeah. I don't know. Christmas show, guys. Get in the fucking holly jolly spirit. Hope you guys are watching Christmas movies and whatnot. Okay, so it is time for TNA news, ladies and germs. Okay, we're coming through. And we're doing we're knocking this stuff out early here because TNA's heating up a bit with this contract re-signing and all of this shit going into the AMC era. And so TNA has re-signed the following wrestlers to 3-month contracts, according to Wrestling Observer Live: Jake Something, Steve Macklin, AJ Francis, Zachary Wentz. Now, I guess we'll play a flute. I believe a flute is in order, so you guys get your flutes in the... Because isn't Macklin's wife Deonna Purrazzo, correct? I'm not mixing up wives and husbands and shit, am I? Deonna Purrazzo, Steve Macklin are married, right? Yes, so they're married. So I guess Fightful, because they deleted it. Fightful deleted the post, but it was like Fightful has learned, and usually they're spot on with the TNA contract news. So that's what's awesome about TNA. Like, someone's working people, or they're just running with each other's stories. Like, all these dirt sheets, they accuse each other of running with each other's stories too. Like, they all do it. But Fightful and Fightful Select, they deleted the post because it was like Steve Macklin confirmed 3-month deal with TNA or whatever. And Deanna goes, has he? Deanna Purrazzo calls it out, man. Calls that shit out. So I don't know. I just think that is so funny to have happen because it is the Observer. They put that out there first. Fightful went with it after, and then she just owned them and is like, and she's like, has he? Now here's the thing. TNA going into this TV deal, I don't know if they want to only be signing guys like Jake Something to 3-month deals. Like, give him more money and run his shit up into this TV deal or whatever. Like, Jake Something should be a top guy in TNA or whatever the fuck. Macklin and whatnot, I mean, I don't know where else is he going to work. I'm not hating on him, but does WWE want him? Wasn't he in NXT at one point? Is AEW going to do anything with a Macklin? Fuck no. So I think TNA is the right, and I'm not even trying to shit on the guy. Just I think TNA is the right spot for him. If they'll offer him something, but like 3-month deals as well for some of those names like Wentz and shit, I'd be doing everything trying to keep all the rascals. Like, they're just an A+. But some of these guys are commodity. AJ Francis as well. He's only been a net positive for TNA. He's only had like viral moments, whether it's him like botching, fucking falling through a ladder, or having like an OF model come and like twerk on a guy that he KOs or whatever. Like, AJ Francis has had virality and moments, if you will. And I just think that, and I've told you guys this again, Phil don't miss, man. I told you guys, they do these 3-month deals, 6-month deals, 9-month deals or whatever. But with those 4 names, but hey, those 4 names could all be bullshit because Purrazzo's like, really? Are you sure about that? You know, my husband, what? And Macklin ain't saying shit. And maybe it's a negotiation tactic, but either way, we can't believe this list even fully now, right? Now I'm questioning this one. I doubt this one's real. Did they offer Jake Something only 3 months and Wentz only 3 months? Damn. Francis, again, 3 months. Like, you wouldn't offer him more than that? You just got $30 million from a TV deal or whatever. You think you'd fucking offer them like more to stick around for a little while, you know? You're not trying to AEW yourself, and you're not trying to like overpay for people, but let's be realistic here. Unless WWE comes a knocking for Jake Something, they've kind of been there, done that with everyone else. Like, if they want Wentz, they'd get Wentz. You know, we'd see him on NXT every week. Joe Hendry's about to debut on SmackDown and shit. Anyways, speaking of somebody they should put their eggs in their basket on, and I think that they are going to, Bear Bronson. He won the Battle Royal, and he earned a TNA Championship match against Kazarian on the first Impact of
The floor to be eliminated. This could be a mistake. Wait a minute. Young goes down. Bronson's got a TNA World title shot.
has been eliminated.
Now, I know on my show, and I put out a tweet about this, okay? And Bear Bronson liked it or whatever. But I think he gave PWT a follow. But like, I put a tweet out about this. I know it's, you guys, some of you might think it's weird because I've talked about Bear Bronson a lot, probably more than any other fucking podcast since his time in AEW, through his time on the indies thus far, which has been like, what I want to say, like a year. Has he even been gone from AEW for a year yet? That's what I mean. The dude made waves on the indies, and then he gets the eyeballs, and then TNA now is like, I'm not saying he's going to be Kazarian, folks, but they're like, yeah, this guy's, we can prime this guy up for like get him in and around that world title picture, see what he can do for sure. I always said the Bears should have been they could have been a big tag team, like a big monster tag team in AEW for them. And they were like, they could have been homegrown too. Like, nobody really seen them until AEW. And then what happened was Tony Khan had nothing for them after that King Kong versus Godzilla match or whatever. And then he fucking had them like, we're munching booties and stuff now. And then they were doing silly shit on Collision and Dark or whatever the fuck, trying to impress Tony Khan. Let's be honest. They start doing like spots they just shouldn't be doing in their matches and shit. And then the other bear got accused of like DV. Allegedly, right? Whatever happened, he got fired. Like
allegedly.
And then this dude, Bear Bronson, got fucking benched. And even as a singles, either of them as singles, fuck the other guy because he's a DV, whatever, allegedly, right? But either of the Bears like could have been as singles or as a tag team. Like I always thought these guys could be like monsters for you, you know? And I've covered him quite a bit on this show, and I'm sure you guys have been like, what the fuck? Well, here you go. TNA sees something in him. Clearly I'm on to something here. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not, he's not going to be like world champion tomorrow. I'm not saying that, but he's just a guy where it's like, damn. And then, so his partner got released and then he just got benched and they couldn't think of like new creative for him or fucking anything. Like, let's put him under a mask and fucking have him be, you know, like anything. You didn't have any new creative ideas for this guy. So he got benched. They didn't renew him. He had put out tweets saying like, dude, I'm being punished because of shit I didn't do. And then he went on the indies and he had like, and again, for what it's worth, like to the indie folks, they love this. They love the cage match ratings and shit. So he had like one of the highest GCW cage match rated matches of like whatever the fuck. Now, I know you guys are like, oh, come on now, Phil, what the fuck does that matter? But like for the GCW fans and shit, that's what that matters. You know, the fucking cage match ratings, the indie fans. So he sort of he had some matches and he was getting more and more indie shots in like higher profile shit. And then he all of a sudden showed up as a surprise in TNA alongside CW Anderson and Brock Anderson. Now he wins this thing to get a shot at the title against Kazarian. Hey man, I don't know if Carlos Silva's listening to PWT or what, but shout out Bear Bronson, man. He's making it through the other side, bro. You know, it was a blessing in disguise. It was a fucking blessing in disguise that in a weird way, God, I don't know. What are you, Jewish? I don't whatever you believe in, Buddha, right? Whatever the universe aligned in a way to where in a fucked up way, dude, you got out of AEW and now you're like in a world title conversation. And you got out of being just a tag guy in people's minds, you know? And I'm sorry that it came in like a really fucked up way, but it's, you know, it was fucked up for him too. He was being benched and like, what am I can't get booked anywhere, whatever. This guy just sees me as a bear booty muncher, whatever the fuck. So yeah, anyways, good for him. Shout out Bear Bronson. And, yeah, he's just got to look at him. He's got to look in size. Like today, there's not a lot of, he's not like a monster. And he slimmed down too, because at one point you could tell he's like, I'm going to get in really good shape. Tony's not used. Let me just get in really good shape. And he did that and nothing came of it. So he's not as shaped up as he was at one point in AEW, but he doesn't need to be. He's one of these like husky brawler guys.
Match ever earns a TNA world title shot.
Yeah, well, soak it in now, kid.
And the crowd reacted. Like they're reacting to him favorably. Good, you know? Anyways, so we will continue to chronicle Bear Bronson here, I guess, chat. Ariana Grace, though, betrayed her father, finally. You knew it was coming at some point. There would be like a slap or a low blow to Pops.
Daughter Ariana
Grace. Santino in here looking like Bear Bronson himself. God damn. He's
in the middle of this situation.
Fucking swap gear. He just put know if it's good for TNA that like Channing Stacks Lorenzo is, you know, like sunning their top guys and shit.
Oh! Look at Macklin trying to scale the cage.
I just don't know if TNA's making the right move there. I don't know. So some good moves there with Bear Bronson, some questionable ones there with Stacks and all of that. But Tessa Blanchard, speaking of questionable decisions, Tessa Blanchard says she is tired of being used as clickbait over racialism. She started a Twitter up again. An incident from 10 years ago has continuously gotten twisted into something that race had absolutely nothing to do with because of the social climate. I don't know. That kind of sounds like cope. I'm not perfect, made plenty of mistakes in my life. Fair. Everybody has. Racialism is not one of them, nor has that ever been in my heart. Okay? An incident from 10 years ago has continuously gotten twisted into something that race had absolutely nothing to do with because of the social climate. I'll just say this. She made it right with the person that that she allegedly said shit to, but other girls are mad at her because she's like a bully to even like white people and shit, you know, like she's just a bully across the board is what people said, okay? Or is what people claim, you know, the wrestlers themselves have said it and come out at the Chelsea Green level all the way down, have come out and been like, nah, fuck her type thing. So I believe them. I also believe in like people do deserve second chances and whatnot. Tessa's been making the most of her time in TNA. They're not just like rewarding her with a title and all of this shit. You know, I had heard the rumors and innuendo that her time in TNA is like a test run. And if it works out, then WWE's definitely interested in her. And I don't know. She hasn't been involved in WWE yet, so maybe that's like a surprise at this year's Women's Rumble or something. I don't know. Would that be a surprise? Would people care or know who she is? I'm tired of being used as clickbait. Move on. Well, you gave us some mighty fine clickbait there with that tweet. I gotta be honest. And that, ladies and germs, was TNA news. Patreon.com/Pro Wrestle Times, guys. Yeah, you can super chat in or become a member here like Chris McCarty 7128, member for 8 months. I do a bonus show every week for the members and patrons. Uncle Dave likes being spat on during Snoo Snoo. Oh, Jesus Christ. While Tony Khan watches from his corner chair. Cock. No. That's fucking ridiculous. I have no response, no comment. Sounds kind of hot, not gonna lie. No. So let's get into, it's like, do we just do sickos? Do we jump into the corny stuff before we do AEW and Federation news? Or do we save it for the main event of the evening? Thanks for that. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that was funny, Chris McCarty. Didn't people say that about Punk too not too long ago? He changed. Why can't she? Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. Frank, she that much worse than Charlotte and I or Mercedes? I don't know. Tessa recorded herself taking a shit and sold the audio. Yeah. True. Carney's gonna Carney, bro. I don't know what you. So the main event, LOL. Okay, yeah. Let's get into some Federation news. We were talking about the Fed a little bit already. Let's get into it. There's nothing too crazy that went down other than everyone's just crying about Cena and whatnot. So, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of WWE in Canada, Canada, where WWE's all in one place pretty much. So all of WWE is on Canadian Netflix, and all of whatever's not on Canadian Netflix is on Canadian YouTube. Okay, so here's a holiday deal. There's a NordVPN link down below. 75% off, 3 months extra, and it works on like 10 devices and shit. 30-day money back guarantee. It's like $2 a month or whatever the fuck, American. So check that out. There's a link below. It's a little holiday treat if you guys want to VPN it up, you know. Anyway, so Cody Rhodes got John Cena's first interview since his retirement, which again, people are like, Cena deserved a speech. Dude, all he did was do media. All he did was give speeches at all of his appearances, and then he just did media, and then he immediately went and did this pod to talk about it. Like, what the fuck else do you need this guy to say and do? People want to expect too much of my guy Cena, okay? You couldn't even see him a while ago. Now you want speeches from this man? What the fuck are we doing here? And so he shares his first words. He shares some words with Cody Rhodes here.
I need to thank you.
No, you don't need to thank me.
Of course I do. Hey, whoa, take the compliment. You came in the ring Saturday and thanked me, and I didn't want any piece of it.
No,
and
you
what
did not.
And what everything that was going on in my head was like, instinctually, this is wrong. I need to be better with words of affirmation, and I need to be more coachable. Take the words of affirmation and be more coachable. Let these young men call this spot and see where we land.
Yeah, I think all I said to you was, don't fight it.
Is it just me, or is it like, well, whatever that is? He would say, Rhodes would say, it is what he's trying to do, but he's just like Cena. He's just like a mini Cena, dude, in this fucking suit. Look at these guys in their
I
suits.
love you.
Yeah, and that's what got me. That's what's like, I'm doing this, however I feel, it's the right thing to do. But I want to thank you because you are going nose to nose, and you go as hard, in some cases harder than I can imagine. Your work ethic is aspirational. You will joust that. Here is my volley. You are responsible.
Is this how two dudes talk? I'm not quite sure. Some about this, I don't like it. I gotta be
for more than yourself. For many of these years, I was running a one-man show.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you want to ride the wake, I'm the boat. You can get a tow and some skis, but we're doing it my way.
Yeah.
You're a family man, a dedicated father, a wonderful husband. You got people to support and that support you. And sometimes that helps, but like, you are juggling so much more than I ever possibly could. So thank you for overstaying. You gave me another 35 minutes. It's not lost on me. And a lot of me wanting to milk this is just, I miss my friend and I wanted a conversation with my friend. I love you too. Thanks so much for this time.
This shit is so like, it just gives off like The Rock vibes, or like Kevin Hart when he's just spieling bullshit on a podcast, you know? I don't know. This isn't how two dudes talk over a drink, over a cocktail. I feel like
and man, you're doing it. You're doing it, and I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm not saying other WWE superstars aren't going to blow up to be at the level of like a Batista, Rock, or John Cena, but John Cena's also like, now all the wrestlers are getting opportunities at the same time. Like, there's a bunch of wrestlers doing movies now, whereas like Cena, he kind of went away, did the movie thing. He was like the last guy to kind of like, okay, I got to go and do just this and whatever. So it's going to be harder for these wrestlers to like stand out. And I don't know, Rhodes is that shit's cringe, bro. I don't fucking know. So speaking of cringe, here's some more. Let's so John Cena praised Gunther nonstop. So this was good to hear.
You mentioned Saturday closing the chapter. Upon hearing that you were coming on the podcast, do you know who asked to be on the podcast? Gunther.
I was gonna say Haku.
No, Haku is welcome on the podcast. We do welcome Haku. I'd like to talk about the situation that happened in Long Beach, New Japan, how you only beat up me in the corner while there were plenty of other bodies. But no, the man you faced.
Definitely should have Gunther, and I'll tell you why.
Yes, we're having him.
For a myriad of reasons, but like, I see things from a different plane.
Yeah.
He sees things from this plane.
Yeah.
And I love that because he is relentless in mastery of a piece of canvas.
So the reason why this shit just seems so fucking phony and phony baloney is because like Netflix and that they're getting into podcasting. We'll talk about that as we go along, as we mosey. I just can't watch this shit. I don't give a fuck what he has to say about Gunther. After all that shit. But they're it's like podcasting on Netflix. You know what I mean? More people use YouTube for just audio than like Spotify and Apple and all that shit combined. So Netflix is trying to get into that as well. You know, like we're getting into the podcasting, and then it's sort of like a talk show if you want to watch it, but audio, you know, people have Netflix on their phones. Here's you have the audio section or whatever. I'm sure that's all coming soon. They rolled out games and whatnot. And WWE is going to be all over that shit. They'll all be pitching, like Netflix will review each one of these shows and go, yeah, we'll take the Nightmare Factory or whatever it's called. On the roads with Cody Rhodes. I don't know what it's fucking called. We'll take this one, you know. They're talking about Stone Cold's pod might come back. I saw Conrad Thompson tweeting some shit out about that. So Cena talks about Cena talks about The Rock and Travis Scott leaving, and this is a quick clip, okay? This one's 40 seconds, so we can tolerate this one.
Hey, you have The Rock and Travis Scott. Awesome, we can plan all this stuff. Hey, you don't have those two guys anymore. Yeah. Not once did you and I ever have it. Not once. The whole world has had this conversation about like, well, what would it have been like if the two guys in it with their dick in the dirt, not once had a conversation about, man, what would it have been like if we had those guys?
Yeah.
No, it was
We
like,
didn't have-
okay, what now?
What's next?
What do we do now?
Yeah.
So when I hear you say like, man, I do like this and I wish it was like this. If I could give you any more advice, it's not anymore.
Hey.
What? LOL. What? John Cena revealed that he cracked open a beer backstage in full wrestling gear one last time to celebrate an all-time gate record. And again, the goats seem to understand this shit, that, you know, it's the house. That's at the end of the day what the fuck you're putting your body on the line for the entire time. And it's interesting because his last toast was with Javon Evans and Haku. I think he talks
now
about.
they've heard it, so now they have something to strive for. Furthering that, I got to have one last beer in the locker room in my gear, in my socks, my knee pads, the jorts.
Yeah.
And I made a toast. And the toast was to the metrics of the evening.
Guys, if this is what Netflix has in the future, we got to get fucking PWT on Netflix. We got to get Phil Marks on Netflix, dude. I don't know what the fuck we got to do. Write a letter, dude. I don't know. This is fucking terrible, bro. This is fucking horrible. No, it's just like, what is this? I don't know what this adds. I mean, I guess if you're an uber smart, it's kind of cool to see them sit down and have this phony baloney, old Hollywood style fucking conversation with each other. Yeah, I mean,
are just arena in WWE history.
Wow.
Here's my whole thing. You have the Cody Rhodes podcast, you have the Stephanie McMahon podcast, you have the whatever podcast. Are any of them different? Like, what are any of them offering? What is the Undertaker Michelle McCool one offering that the Stephanie McMahon and her assistant one isn't offering, or the Cody Rhodes one isn't offering? I just don't understand. It's all just like surface level shit. And Stephanie McMahon kind of opens up about her dad a little bit sometimes here and there, which is cool to hear. But it's almost like I would rather just Stephanie McMahon does one of these like tell-all interviews with somebody legit or something. I don't know. That's the way I view it, but just whatever.
For the building.
They're just selling vodka. That's what they're selling Wheatley, dude. That's what it is.
Itself. Very rarely do we hit those milestones.
No, we do not. Yes, very rare.
And the only reason I wanted to showcase those metrics is because I said that, you know, Haku was in the room and Javon Evans was in the room.
So your last toast in the wrestling business was with Javon and Haku
and everyone in between. I
Oh
mean,
my.
we have legends, we have future stars, we have talent that are front and center in our programming. The locker room was full. I can't believe that many people stayed. So I have 12 ounces of conversation left in me, and I choose to use a moment to say, wow, this is what we did tonight.
Rhodes, weren't you there, or were you blubbering at ringside? No, that rules though. Haku, Javon, and Cena. Think about that. That spectrum, generations of talent. That fucking rules. That's actually an awesome story. So, Stone Cold, speaking of being a dross, he shares another story that rules. I guess that's the value of these pods. You get fucking stories like this. And you don't have to go through like Sean Oliver to get them or whatever. You don't have to get Jamie Dundee drunk to get him to shoot or whatever. Stone Cold Steve Austin spoke with Cena one time, and it changed his perspective on the business. And this is hilarious.
Austin came back around when we did Staples.
Yeah.
Steve is real beautiful with his wisdom.
Yeah.
I admire him for always being him, and it's a lesson that stuck with me. Yeah. Champion, doing things that like, okay, the business is going well. We're digging it out. There's no more is there 1,200 people.
Yeah.
But we still are throwing.
No more is there 1,200 people. AEW is literally doing 1,200 people right now after coming back from the UK. And look at how Cena casually is like, it ain't 1,200 people anymore. Oh, is that a shot at AEW? Like, how would Meltzer spin that if he heard it? How else can you? It's like, no, it has nothing to do with AEW, but it's just off the cuff what Cena would say. Oh, we aren't doing 1,200 people. Meanwhile, that's where AEW's at, and everyone's trying to convince us it's hotter than ever. Booker of the year.
Announce a black curtain. And
then the black curtain or the tarps. Like, they're talking tarps now.
I think it might have been Anaheim because it's one of those. No, both the buildings have the tunnels, but it's like he walked in daylight.
Yeah, it was Anaheim.
It was Anaheim.
Yeah.
He walked in daylight. Hey, kid, how you doing? And you could see the arena from where we were at. Like, man, I'm doing great. Things are going good. We're doing this. I'm doing this on TV tonight. He goes, that's great. We didn't have any of this fucking black curtain. We're not performed.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. Stone Cold. He fucking walks in, stuns him. Oh, goddamn kid, we didn't have these goddamn black tarps up here. Get me a damn beer.
Good night. But not cold, honest.
Yeah, of
the
course.
metric you should be reaching for, if you are doing what you say you're doing, is getting the word out. And I wanted to have that one last chance with the brotherhood, the family, the fraternity, to say we got here because of these folks.
Yeah, that fucking rules, man. That's a hilarious Stone Cold story as well. And John Cena talks more about Rock and Travis Scott. I mean, I don't care. His final Gunther at SNME, his thoughts were, I've connected with everybody I love. Physically, I feel great. I think it's time to take that last breath. This person died peacefully. So he's just telling a story, man.
He brought that up.
People talk about cinema and all this shit. That's what he's trying to do. And then people don't get it when he does it.
Sleeper hole.
Sleeper for
but
sleeper.
We're having that conversation with the audience.
Yeah.
So as I essentially take my last breath, I have struggled. If you think of somebody, the natural causes scenario, or however we picture loss in our life, all of us have been through it. They struggle, they hang on just long enough to make sure to say goodbye to everybody that's been meaningful in their lives. And that whole day was so many unbelievably vulnerable, right? I think it's time to take that last breath.
Yeah.
And that's that. I hate to keep going back morbidly to obituaries, but like, this person died peacefully.
Yeah. He faced death with a smile.
Yes. And knowing that, like, man, we are in a good place. We're good.
Yeah, it's like the sigh of relief. It's like, I don't fucking know, man. He explains it, but it was just so obvious what he was trying to do. And he was trying to do something different. And everyone went, oh, the time honored tradition.
It'd be great going forward. And this is literally like the bottom of the t-shirt says, I gave everything. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
And that, in that one moment, that was that going peacefully.
I hope next week there's more news than this. For real, okay? We're moving. I swear to God. Okay, I promise you guys. So, John Cena will be the subject of an upcoming documentary on his retirement. There were documentary crews on hand for a production that is tentatively targeted for a mid-2026 release. Peacock is the rumored landing point, but that isn't confirmed as of yet. Bidding wars for who gets the Cena doc. Let's let me check this out here. We got another super. This is and yeah, you get, when you're a member, you get a free super chat as well. I think a month or however it works. Yoda Cola 23 has been a member for 20 goddamn months. Thank you so much for your membership. Round of applause. Actually, we will acknowledge you. I acknowledge everybody here tonight. Thank you so much. About 200 on X and YouTube. Rounding high there. Appreciate you guys so much. For just a last minute unannounced late cast. I'm going to throw AAA on as well. And speaking of AAA, so Guerra de Titans is on. And Rey Mysterio and Rey Fenix are teaming up. I think JBL and Graves are set to be on commentary. You have Dragon Lee. You have Dr. Wagner on this shit. You got Ethan Page. You got Dominic Mysterio, Javon Evans, Lola Vice. What? LV Kengo. What? We got everybody, the whole crew, everybody who was at Bad Bunny's concert. They're all in the fucking house. And speaking of luchas and being in the house, man, they are also in the video games, okay? So here is La Yesca along with Mr. Iguana, and AAA has come to WWE Supercard. WWE Supercard, people love that shit, and they've just been adding content like this entire time. Like, that's the beauty of it is, I mean, I'm pretty sure like Sting is on that game all the way to like fucking Mr. Iguana. Like, people have just been added to it consistently, if I'm not mistaken, right? So yeah, shout out Supercard. Here's a little trailer for that.
Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio.
Vikingo, obviously.
Vikingo versus La Parca.
La Parca.
La Parca versus Octagon Jr.
La Parca.
La Parca versus Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. Sorry, Parca.
Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio, obviously. What you said? Oh, Yesca says to download the WWE Supercard.
Yeah, so hilarious that he goes Rey Mysterio, obviously, because yeah, in Mexico, not that the Guerreros aren't like fucking sacred as well, but you know, Eddie, of course, respected and loved everywhere, but Rey is considered the greatest luchador of all time. You know, the most famous mask, you could argue, of all time or whatever. So just interesting how, you know, here we'd be like, obviously Rey Mysterio, right? Up north in America, in the US of A and Canada, we're like, obviously Rey, Eddie, you know, it's like a debate for him. He's like, nah, it's obviously Rey, dude. I'm a luchador. Fuck you talking about? So moving along here. Speaking of fuck you talking about, Logan Paul slams wrestling fans for criticism of his WWE schedule. He says, I'm working my ass off. He said this on Netflix as well. He cut like the same promo backstage before his brother's fight. And Logan Paul flexes on the IWC and says he's not a part-timer anymore.
Newsflash, IWC. Get out your calendars. No, f that. I'll do it for you. I have wrestled November 24th, November 29th, December 8th, and December 15th. That's today. 4 out of the 5 weeks, I'm in a match. I'm wrestling. I'm working my ass off. People saying like, oh, he takes f***ing weeks. He takes months to learn the match. That's why his matches are so good. F*** you. My matches are good because I'm f***ing good. And mind you, may I add, I won all of those matches. Me. So not only am I working, I'm winning. And I can't stop winning. Anyway. Newsflash, IWC.
I don't know. Kind of, he just hams it up. He's just being entertaining and whatnot. And yeah, I like that he's wrestling more. I love seeing him on Raw with the Vision and like having matches casually and shit like that. I enjoy that tremendously. It's definitely a net positive. Chelsea Green cooked the shit out of Logan Paul here.
Hey, you know you should be supporting? Real wrestlers.
Oh my. Chelsea help.
And she cooks him to tie it into the overarching AAA talk. He kind of talks shit about her AAA title. She roasts him, right? And then there's actually some big AAA news that I kind of skipped over purposefully to kind of circle.
Hey, you know you should be supporting? Real wrestlers.
Oh my. Chelsea help.
You know, he called himself a real wrestler, and that's when I checked out.
This is crazy. Hey, where were you the last 4 Mondays? Because I've been here.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. I've been a double champion on SmackDown. Oh my god. Sorry.
Is that what that is?
Oh, he doesn't know because he doesn't know his wrestling history.
Study and learn, Brian.
Crazy. You know,
cooked him. You gotta love it. And speaking of cooking, she's one half of the AAA mixed tag champions, and as La Parca grooves and dances his way down to the ring, and gets big old pops. Fox, los vuelos, las slaves y las rendiciones están aquí. Lucha Libre, AAA. Fox, Parte, I'm just butchering it. I know. Here's the promo, okay? AAA is going to be on Fox. So I don't know how this works, but remember when everyone was like, oh, Fox is mad at WWE and they regret whatever. And this might be a whole different whatever the fuck, but Fox is in the WWE business again. You know what I mean? At least on the AAA front. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Chelsea Green and Dom are in the promos and shit. So they're going to use her a bunch in Mexico or what? Because they need bodies down there for women? I mean, this rules. Hamburguesa, who's on his way to the ring right now. Fox won. So what the fuck is that? Isn't that like where SmackDown would go if it couldn't be on? I don't even know, man. Whatever. They're in the WWE business again. So that just backfired on everyone who talks shit right there. Speaking of luchadoras, I guess Raquel Rodriguez, not really luchadora, but she's been medically cleared, so no post-concussion, nothing, just a hematoma. And, you know, you just treat that with ice and fucking, she was bleeding a little bit there, so it is what it is. And speaking of evolutions and whatnot, speaking of shocking debuts, I don't know. Anthony Luke from LFG now goes by Cam Hendricks. And he made his Evolve debut on Tubi. So his name, this is, what's her name? Maxine Dupree's boyfriend or fiance or whatever.
Hendricks! What a score for Team PC. See, that wasn't even anywhere in my mind. Well, let me tell you something. The people here are excited to see him. How great is this? What a treat. You never know who's going to show.
So he's pretty good. I don't know. It's the guy that I Show Speed wrestled as well. But Wendy Chu is roasting Chantel Monroe. Wait, isn't there Blake Monroe? Okay, too many Monroes here. But I guess not. They don't really care because like Ariana Grace, Jordan Grace, and whatnot, maybe they're kind of moving away from that. Who knows? But you don't want too many Adam Pages, Paige, Cage, whatever the fuck, you know? There's too much of that going on in AEW. Anyway, same with the Bronze. It's kind of like, what the fuck? They teamed them up. Anyways, Wendy Chu is just like a completely different person now. She's just like herself as a wrestler.
Filthy little mouth. And then you have the audacity to come into my space, my therapy session. Is that even legal? I don't even know. But girl, we are far from being even.
Why did Vince McMahon or whoever make her like a sleepy? It reminds me, I think it's like a joke that Ali Wong made. You guys know that comedian Ali Wong? She's like, maybe it wasn't her, maybe it's someone else, but they're like, oh, like my Asian friend, I'm like, oh, I just thought you were always tired. Maybe it's like an Amy Schumer joke or something. She probably stole it from someone else. I don't know, but is that why Vince did it? It's like, why did he ever make her like, I know you're or was that him? Was that his decision? You're like a tired, sleepy demon girl. You wear pajamas and you like want to go to bed. What the fuck was that gimmick? I don't get it. When she sort of did the nightmare thing, it was like, okay, you're like expanding upon it a bit, but this is good for her to just like be herself and just be a wrestler. She's a great wrestler, you know?
You think you're the reflection of perfection. I'm the show-stopping diva. Wendy Chu is nothing. And I'm going to admit it. Those words did cut me, but I know that I'm tougher than you.
Like she can cut a good promo and shit. They had her like, I'm sleeping. Ooh, I'm a sleepy person. Yeah, I just don't get it, man. It's so fucking. I'm like a Nintendo character who's tired all the time or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was dumb.
So tonight,
She made it work, though. That's how good she is. So I'm glad she can just do her thing. I'm not going to play all this Tubi. They're always rank about that show, that Evolve show. So speaking of developmental and whatnot, due to the botched finish causing Thea Hale to beat Blake Monroe for the NXT Women's North American Championship, WWE is reportedly changing backstage policy for NXT. Previously, NXT talent were allowed to leave the show once their content had been filmed. However, due to the botch causing major changes to WWE Creative, the new policy will mean all NXT talent will be required to stay until the end of the show. Now, JJ was on PWT Live, JJ Alexander, and he said that NXT is like taped earlier in the day or whatever. And I don't know if that's always the case. Like I know it's not always live when you're watching it, but if we're to believe Fightful here, right? They changed the policy so that you don't leave, so that you can tape more shit if they fuck something up in the ring. Now, I don't know. By all means, this was a real botch. And good, I mean, good for Thea Hale, I guess, that she has the fucking title. If I'm WWE, I am just trying to get Blake Monroe, just push her to the main women's title. I think she could be main roster by now, even, but not that we're trying to call everyone up. There's rumors like Trick Williams going to be on SmackDown now, moving forward, which will be awesome with like Carmelo and Miz. I said like getting Miz, putting Miz with Trick now, and then sort of beefing with Mello or whatever the fuck, that could work because there's like a story there. You could, play off that story there and whatnot. So, and their history a little bit, and they have good chemistry and whatnot. So, I guess there are quote unquote call ups happening and shit. And maybe Thea Hale gets a run of this, or maybe she just loses it again right away. I don't fucking know. But Blake Monroe, Mariah May, I would just get her to the title. Yeah, chat saying JJ was catching strays from Nicolo Piccolo. I know he got fucking me and Nick DM about that. He deleted his tweet. I think he like felt bad, but it was it's just listen, Blake, you can just Google who what talent agency she's with, and then that'll answer. And you have to respect a guy who goes to bat for his people. You know what I'm saying? So, Nick is that dude. And we talked about that. He was pretty fired up though, but it's because Blake was catching a lot of heat for that, And again, I keep it. My opinion's the same as a fan. It's always going to be. It's on the wrestler to kick out, and it's on the ref to fucking call it like a shoot. So my opinion will never change on that. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, it keeps everyone honest, right? Like people don't know that I'm not sweeping one way or the other, right? My opinions are my fucking opinions, period. So yeah, shout out Nick and shout out JJ. JJ's a fucking, people got to understand. He's not, he's like a fucking Cornette guy. He's like an old school Booker guy. You know what I'm saying? So his perspective's different than that's why he shits on the modern way of developing young talent. He's like, no, it should be old school and shit. Okay, that's his opinion. I fucking love Obafemi. He hates Obafemi. We're gonna fucking argue about it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like like NXT being taped, I don't think JJ's 100% wrong on that. I think it is sometimes. No, it's not always live, is it? I don't think that's the case. So, and I don't even know, is it live more times than it isn't? This is something we should know. Right? But either way, fucking all the sickos going at Blake Monroe. You guys already know I roasted them. Like, she doesn't deserve hate. People botch. If you do wrestling at a high level, race car drivers at the highest level crash sometimes. Fucking, you can look up times where LeBron missed a dunk. I'm sure there's a couple examples where, Kobe missed a three, airballed, or Michael Jordan gets blocked or crossed up by Allen Iverson one time or whatever. Like, there's always an instance of that. And maybe comparing Blake to like a Michael Jordan is, maybe that's not like the right comparison. She's not at that level yet. She has the potential to be there in women's wrestling, right? But it's like, everybody's going to fuck up. It's not a big deal. Look at Mr. Iguana. He fucks up once a match. Everybody loves him. Anyways, so moving along here. Yeah, but if we're to believe Fightful, they changed their policy around it and everything. But I don't know. They were getting called out for contract situations being false in TNA. So who fucking knows? NXT ratings for Tuesday. Speaking of NXT, and shout out Raj Giri here with the ratings. For Tuesday's episode, we're down for last week. NXT averaged 607K viewers, down 6% from last week. Key Demo down 11%. Year over year, NXT was down 14%. Key Demo was down 50%, buddy. That's terrible. Last year's numbers were ranked using the old Nielsen panel. So is it really terrible? Because now the numbers are overall down, and it could indicate that possibly they were lower before. We just didn't know because we weren't using the right data. Who fucking knows? We're just reading it. We're just playing the ball as it lies, reading it that way. So moving along here, speaking of just like ratings and attendances and shows and whatnot, WWE Live Holiday Tour in Pittsburgh set up for 8,500. This is on the 27th, so a week away, and they're at 6,800 tickets sold, rounding up. I mean, they'll likely hit the 8,500 in the last week. Do they push like what, 2,000, 1,500 last tickets? Maybe. Again, it's Christmas time. I'm not sure. It doesn't, I mean, still 6,000 for a fucking live event. That's crazy. Or 7,000. I'm undercutting it, like that's a crazy number. John Cena was just roasting 1,200 and shit. So their house shows are doing crazy numbers. Joe Hendry versus The Miz is set for next week. And they had a great segment on SmackDown. So quickly just running through SmackDown here. Think, Phil, what went down? So Miz was like talking to Aldis, and he's like, I want a match against you-know-who. And then he's like, Joe Hendry. Oh, no, don't say his name, right? Like Miz interrupts Aldis. Don't say his name. He'll show up here, whatever. And then Ron Cena showed up and was like, I believe in Joe Pesci. That was fucking funny. SmackDown was kind of, I don't know. We had a team up with Mello and Dragunov, and now my criticism was, okay, now they're just fighting tag teams, and then they're literally having tag matches against DIY, like in the U.S. title picture. It is what it is. Hopefully we're getting to Miz, maybe even Hendry in that U.S. title picture. Right on, And another open challenge next week. I mean, it is what it is. MFTs and Wyatt Six had like a cool-ass brawl to end the show, but I get if people aren't really into it. I'm into the MFTs. They had a weird pairing though. Tonga Loa and JC Mateo teamed up to win the tag to attempt to win the tag titles. The match just got thrown out because of a brawl. It went off the air abruptly. They played that video of like Cody Rhodes going and fighting Drew McIntyre at his house, but on the SmackDown version, they put like a fuzzy. They put like the white noise, like the television white noise effect, like the static, TV static, no signal shit on the screen during the phony ass punches that were being thrown during that brawl. If you guys noticed that, if you watch the SmackDown version versus the version they uploaded on social media, you'll notice that. There's a mini La Parka dancing in the ring. That shit rules. So, yeah, I'm excited to see Joe Hendry. Hopefully he's just on SmackDown. And again, I called that as well. He would just be on SmackDown when he eventually did get called up. I predict these things. So speaking of SmackDown and, things, Canelo Alvarez, dude, hanging with La Parka. That fucking rules. Under a La Parka mask. WWE's on fire right now. But Raw and SmackDown and all of this shit has been taped, okay? And one thing I want to spoil, and it doesn't really spoil shit. Like, we know Austin Theory. So, I mean, a bit of a spoiler is, like, Heyman's in his corner, so it looks like he is officially with the Vision, right? But here's his new look. Here's his gear. And I don't want to sit here. I'm not going to spoil. Like, I'm not going to look up spoilers personally. I'm going to try and avoid them. But just this came across my timeline. I just wanted to share with you guys because this isn't like spoiling too much. It's just this new look. Heyman's in his corner, but again, Heyman's a fucking snake. We don't know if he ends up turning on Theory. We don't know, but they're going to connect the dots, and Logan Paul has a connection to Theory as well, and Grayson Waller. Like, he had already chummed up with them, and he's just looking really fit, really focused, really tanned, really toit, and his gear looks cool as shit. It reminds me of like a Dragon Ball Z character, like removing his Saiyan armor or whatever, like he looks like a Dragon Ball Z character, kind of. That's what it reminds me of, if I can compare it to anything. And like his belt, it's almost like a space police logo in the middle or something, right? He looks like a villain from Power Rangers or something. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I love it. And shout out Austin Theory, and I love this new look. And I think this singles run is going to pay off for him, even though it's like a faction run so far. But I think it's going to pay off, and we're really going to view this guy in the next like year or two as like a serious main event player. Hopefully. It's all we can hope for, right? And he can remind everybody that he beat John Cena and whatnot. Speaking of being super over and famous and all this shit, Fanatics, we talked about this earlier, they've reportedly pitched the idea of bringing WWE studio content to Netflix as part of a broader strategy to break into the video podcast space. So all of these retards online who are like, oh, Netflix is licking their wounds over WWE and they're going to regret it after 5 years. They can't wait to get out of the WWE business. Meanwhile, they're trying to lock up WWE pods. And that's why Fanatics already knew this. That's why they rolled all this out. That's why Jericho's going to want to get Talk as Jericho on Netflix and shit. Trust me, this is all, this has all been foreseen. And the prophecy was foretold. And these video pods, that's why they're focusing on like the visual element, because it's sort of that David Letterman thing where he can just once every 6 months go, I'm talking with Adam Sandler for 2 hours, and then it gets fucking 30 million views or whatever. I'm not saying these pods are going to do that, but definitely people will love to see like Cody Rhodes talking to Timothy Chalamet and Chris Jericho talking to Sebastian Bach or whatever. But yeah, Netflix is definitely, they're dabbling in everything. Speaking of which, as well, for all the redacts, Netflix is going to regret this. They're pulling out so hard. The only people who need to pull out are you of your fucking Joshi pillows, you marks, you sick freaks. They are teaming up WWE with Netflix's hottest property, Stranger Things.
Fucking Mark!
Okay. So there's going to be some sort of crossover Stranger Things in WWE. Speaking of crossovers, Jelly Roll. He was granted a pardon for his past crimes. I wonder if fucking Tony Hinchcliffe and Joe Rogan got him hooked up with Trump to get him pardoned for his past fucking crimes. But Observer writes, WWE celebrity Jelly Roll, pardoned for his past crimes. And speaking of crimes and whatnot, Thirsty Thurston, he just couldn't wait to get this out. New judge rules WWE must turn over materials related to DOJ and SEC investigations into Vince McMahon. Update on WWE merger shareholder lawsuit. So Delaware court orders WWE to produce DOJ, SEC records, etc. when it comes to this Vince McMahon shit, right? And so Brandon Thurston follows up a day later, and he goes, if such documents later become part of filings or part of an eventual trial, they could become public. Discovery exhibits so far in this case have generally been sealed. I filed a challenge this month asking the court to consider releasing filings that had been sealed to date. Buddy, what? This guy's out here fucking doing investigation snooping around here, dude. Nancy Drew over here, dude. What are you talking about? What do you mean you filed a challenge this month? asking the court to consider releasing files that had been sealed to date. Fucking cooked, buddy. Oh, man. Guys, that was WWE news brought to you by, well, not really, but I'm promoting NordVPN. Okay, all of WWE is in Canada on Netflix and Canadian YouTube. Get a VPN, protect yourself online. 10 devices, 30-day money-back guarantee, 75% off for 3 years plus 3 free fucking months. That's like $250 American a month. Get you some. There's a link down below. Shout you guys out. And yeah, that guys was WWE news. Let's fuck What the fuck is he doing? That's fucking rat work. That fucking rat. I know, dude. He has lawsuits with some of these venues over like attendances and shit like this, dude. He said it. He said it, man. Thirsty Thurston. Bears versus Packers, good game. Yeah, thank you guys if you're tuning in here even to talk about football. There's over 200 watching across X and YouTube, so I appreciate you all. This is like a last-minute stream tonight. No hype for it, and I fucking just like pulled up and jumped on the air, so I appreciate getting any eyeballs tonight. There's tons of other shit. It's Christmas time. Christmas show's coming soon. I'm going to be putting the polls up everywhere. We're watching AAA right now, and we got AEW news and a Sicko segment to get to tonight as well, so stay locked in. AAA's fire. Yeah, it's been good so far. Ego's awesome. The Ego, he rules. Tony Khan is treating Josh Alexander like he did Ethan Page. Yep, same exact fucking thing. Same exact fucking thing. Just in a random group with a bunch of guys and whatever. Tony Khan wanted both of the North. The public can file challenges, sealed motions in a federal court case. What Thurston done isn't uncon. Yeah, bro, we're just making. I'm just a hater, bro. Right? I'm just hating, dog. That's all I'm doing. Right? It's Thursday. We're just making fun of it. If Ethan wins this belt, what belt does Chelsea win? So they both have 3. True that. What a great question. Maybe just is there a CMLL? Dummy. Is there a AAA women's title? Like, this is how new AAA all is to me. Still, even though I've watched a handful of events now, it's like yeah, so we have 2 Wagner Jr. and Ethan Page. We've seen them go at it before, so this will be good. Okay, let's get into here. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up some AEW news, guys. Don't worry about it. I just need to. I'm on Tony Khan. Wowcha. Because I just don't think, since we've been roasting his lives on PWT, I just don't think he's been doing lives as much, guys. You notice that? Like, we cooked every single one of them. I found a way to make every single one funny. Oh, I'm not blocked, am I? Oh, I was like, did Tone block me? He didn't. Yeah, no, man. He just doesn't go live like he was. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Shout out Tone. I'm a fan. He's a great guy. Really great. I love him. Guys, run the likes up. Thank you very much. We actually have some pretty good AEW news here to get to. I think we already watched that Holiday Bash, so we'll get that the fuck out of here. We have some Tony Khan cringe, courtesy of AEW Neckbeards. So let's hydrate. Everyone hydrate, and then we are going to get into some Ichi Nissan Da action. Okay. Here, I chug some coffee, and then I chug some water after. That's how you got to do it. And I spared you guys Jericho. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, Ichi Nissan Da, patreon.com/pro wrestle times. Ichi Nissan Da. It is time for AEW news. Let's get into things here. And of course, you guys already know who the best guy is, which we'll play in a moment. So, MJF returned here, and we have two notorious AEW haters, Awful Wrestling and Jobber Nation TV. So, Awful Wrestling says this show was taped in the UK earlier in the day, US time, and yet no major journalists in the UK or US wanted the MJF return to be spoiled. So shout out Awful for pointing this out as well. And I talked about it a little bit. Like, I played the clip. Like, all we could find, the dirt sheets weren't blowing it up. I played a fan video of him on the show. And I was like, MJF return. This is a spoiler from earlier today. Now, remember recently when Collision was getting leaked, fake results allegedly and all this shit? So why are all these dirt sheets protecting AEW now and stuff? Well, it's because you can see Tony Khan like tweeting underneath their tweets and shit. Talking to these motherfuckers. He's calling them all up on the phone. And so Awful says, no doubt Tony Khan told them to keep quiet until it aired. No more perks and access. I saw other people point out, meanwhile, they couldn't wait to stooge Austin Theory and all this shit and talk about who's backstage. Oh, Santos Escobar's backstage and Trick Williams is backstage and all this shit. So it just goes to show you. And then Jobber Nation says all the wrestling media were silent about spoiling MJF's return, yet they all made it a point to spoil Austin Theory's return. Tell me, Fightful, Observer, the other media doesn't work for and are biased towards AEW. They're biased towards, they don't work for, they work for in terms of access. They get access, so they go, oh, we love this, that, you know, it's laughable. WWE gives them no access, so they fucking cry about it. So speaking of things that went down on the show, right? MJF he also is showing up back in the indies. So he makes his return to AEW, and instead of keeping him special and as a pay-per-view draw for them and shit, he's just going and wrestling Limitless Wrestling as well on January 16, just because. MJF's going to go wrestle a fucking indie after doing a movie. Like, your Tony Khan's supposed to be one of his top guys. And we have a new champion in Ethan Page, who could have been one of Tony's top guys as well. But MJF just going to an indie, like, couldn't make himself feel any less special. Couldn't make his return feel any less shitty, you know? So tonight there was some AEW Collision Holiday Bash on. And Alex Windsor, who was coping over being a nepotism hire, okay, she beat Mercedes Moné. She dropped 2 titles, dude, and you know what they say.
You gotta be a hoe.
And the undisputed British Women's Championship is actually comprised of 2 titles, and she dropped both of those to Alex Windsor.
Look at Moné's feet. See this?
And she might be slowly dropping some of these titles while winning others.
Her opponent back towards center, but Alex Windsor.
She already beat the Ultimo Dragon record, so that's why it's like she could drop 5 of these titles and then win the tag title and the world title and then still be 10 belts Moné and shit, you know? Doesn't really matter. And why are they doing this? They think it boosts Windsor. So Windsor's going to what? Go wrestle indies? And on Ring of Honor as the fucking undisputed British, you know, she just came from doing that. So it's like, it's so stupid. It's just everybody's just stuck in a loop in AEW. No one can get ahead.
Windsor rolls through with Mercedes. Up, sunset flip attempt. No, Windsor sits down. Windsor.
And it's just like a shitty, like.
Oh, in pitting predicament. It's in tight. 2, 3.
So I think, yeah, see, they handed her 2 titles. So every time I'm marking out about that, I'm right. The British title is, the undisputed British title is like the combo of 2 titles. The Rev Pro British title and the British Commonwealth title or some shit like that. So I don't know. She dropped 2 of her million belts for what it's worth, right? So speaking of, for what it's worth, Sting, he did his last signing under the face paint, and he gave us a heartfelt message after his final fan signing in face paint. He says, I'll be glad to get off the airplanes and trains and automobiles, but I will miss the people for sure. Absolutely. Not just the roar of the crowd wrestling, but these meet and greets, the one-on-ones, and the story time telling. It's amazing to hear everything that fans have to say. They're just so appreciative and grateful, and so am I. I just want to say thank you. I love you, all of you. I do believe that we've had a love affair going on for many decades now, and I will miss all of you for sure. There will be little bits and pieces with AEW, I'm sure, down the road. Yeah, he'll show up whenever Tone wants to give him $25K or whatever, just to show up, flat fee, put on the makeup, hit someone with a bat, bury more of their roster. Shout out Sting, though. Thank you, Sting. Thank you, Sting. Thank you, Sting. Thank you, Sting. But way to steal Cena's shine. Am I right, guys? Am I right, fellas? Speaking of Darby Allin, he's a fucking dipshit. And we've chronicled this. And, you know, his brain wasn't working and his legs weren't working or whatever the fuck people were saying about him. And he's medically not cleared to wrestle in the Continental Classic. So he went to the middle of nowhere in Sweden and dove into a fucking ice hole. It's good for inflation, man. Inflation, inflammation, man. Inflation, dummy. It's good for inflammation, man. Joe Rogan taught me about this, and we did ayahuasca, man. Freeze me. Freeze me again. Speaking about wrestlers doing shit they love, man. Adam Cole, baby, and all the love to Adam Cole. He was gifted this custom arcade machine, or it was sent to him probably to promote it. It's been a challenging time for him this year, but this made his entire year. And this fucking rules. Look at this thing.
What's up, everyone? It's AEW professional wrestler Adam Cole. And anyone who knows me knows my two favorite things in the entire world are professional wrestling and video games. I fortunately got the chance to meet Dennis, who works with Phantom Arcades. An absolute joy to work with him. I was so hands-on on this entire process, and I remember thinking, man, this thing's going to look awesome. And then it showed up here in person, and it's blown my mind.
So I get why they gave him one, because he can promote it to everybody. But like, how many AEW fans, and it's not that it's just AEW fans, but how many other than Conrad Thompson can afford one of these fucking
poor
arcade
people
machines, buddy?
don't like AEW.
I really just don't get it.
I mean, the OLED screen, 48 inches, all the colors pop so much. The quality of the joysticks, the stereo speakers, which if I blared, you wouldn't be able to hear me.
Conrad Thompson comes on screen, and if you head down below to playwithconrad.com, you get yourself an arcade machine.
Are absolutely incredible. Also, I want to give a shout out to Black Mass for this incredible design, completely custom, with a lot of my favorite games in the entire world. Again, it's been a challenging time for me this past year, and let me tell you, this made my entire year. I have quite a few collectibles when it comes to video games.
Essentially like an emulator arcade machine, right? So they just program it with like every Nintendo game or whatever, like every game that was on an arcade machine ever, however you want to do it, right? And or like in the 80s or whatever, and then you go 80s collection. It's like one of those virtual arcade. Those are sick, but like, how much does that shit cost? I'm curious, you know? So they give him one in hopes he sells it to other people. And that's the name of the game. You got to love it. But at the same time, it's like, goddamn, man. I don't know how many people other than, again, Conrad Thompson could even fit one of those in their basement. So speaking of Conrad Thompson and fitting things in and around, you know, old Connie and myself, if there was a White Castle around here, we'd throw a couple of these bacon cheese sliders back. I'd eat a couple. I'd throw a burger down her throat and get her a cab and say, don't let the door hit you on the way out, honey. So AEW and White Castle collabed again. They're launching a new combo on December 27th. This limited edition food kit includes 2 bacon cheese sliders, small fries, and a soft drink. Oh, come on now, Phil. That's not very fair. That's not enough to feed me.
Come on now, Eric.
That's not enough to feed a toddler. Yeah, I would eat like 4 of those myself. 4 of those AEW whatever cheese slider. Fucking, I'll take 4 of those sliders, 2 of those fries, and a couple small drinks myself personally. You know what I'm saying? Could we supersize that? We get a big cola or what? I'm good with the small fries, but I'm gonna need to big size that Diet Cola. You know what I'm saying? Moving along here. So we talk about the ratings and attendance a lot, and we have a serious sicko situation where sickos get into physical altercations. But first, this Amsterdam, what is this? An Amsterdam electric wiring course took AEW's logo and put it on a van. So I don't know what city this is based out of, but that's fucking hilarious. This work van, Amsterdam electrical wiring. And it's the AEW logo, but with a thunderbolt. So they're sickos, dude. And then someone posted this, AEW Shockwave. So funny how people make logos for that shit. So, sickos get violent, though, and we are going to circle to that and some Tony Khan cringe. Okay, but first, let's look at some hard data, some hard science here. So shout out Raj Giri again, just posting the numbers. So HBO Max was once again in last place of the major streamers in November. Normally, WBD and Peacock are pretty close. However, Peacock has pulled away with the NFL and basketball. At 1.9% pulled away. WBD down to 1.3. How fucking ass is that, dude? YouTube at about 13%, Netflix 8.3. That's why they're like, no, we'll keep HBO Max. Nah, dude, it'll just be a part of Netflix. There's no fucking way. There's no point. Just absorb that 1.3% and start tickling 10. Get closer to YouTube there. You know what I mean? But yeah, the return of Stranger Things November, it had the second highest share of TV. So we can just look here. So for everybody who wants to say the pay-per-views are up, and then you look at the YouTube numbers, right? And then you go, okay, AEW's trending shittier on YouTube than they have the last few months. So it's not popular there. People say WWE's doing bad on Netflix. Bro, they're in the top 10. They're number 1. They have 8.3%, number 2 of the market share. Or of the Nielsen gauge. This is just Nielsen, but it's of the fucking, of the people streaming, 8.3%, WBD 1.3%, the lowest. So, and AEW's not even on the top 10 there. So it's not hitting 500,000 viewers. That's just the proof right there, period. It's just not happening. Or we'd hear about it. They'd be like, whoa, what an amazing, shocking success. And some of these attendances, I mean, woof, they come back from the UK where they have, 10,000, 11,000 people crammed into a building. AEW for New Year's Smash, 1,400 people, man. Set up for 2K, 1,400 people. Look at this shit. World's End, 6,800. WWE's Holiday Live show did that. Has done this number. And AEW's just giving out a bunch of fucking tickets for this too. For World's End. No motion, dude. No hype for anything. Dynamite on December 20th. AEW presents Dynamite. Yeah, so Dynamite was being taped at the Hammerstein tonight or what? 1,500 people. Okay, well, that's in the Hammerstein. It's just there's no hype behind any of it. So speaking of which, we have ratings. So AEW Dynamite tied for Holiday Bash. Its lowest 18 to 49 rating of all time with this past Wednesday's Holiday Bash episode. Dynamite averaged 511K viewers, down 1% from last week with a 0.08, 18 to 49 rating. Now, again, what did Dave Meltzer blame? And we talked about it on this show. He did it. He blamed the Trump thing. He blamed that shit for their low ratings and their lowest key demo, because the key demo and AEW fans are notorious Trumpers, you know, like what the fuck, man? 0.08, 18 to 49 rating, down 11% per Dave Meltzer. As always, these numbers do not include blah, blah, blah. It was down 18% year over year. Key demo was down 58% using the old Nielsen panel only system, blah, blah, blah. So again, man, the lowest key demo in history, 18 to 49, the lowest. That's what Dave says matters. So the Collision on Wednesday, listen to this, scored its lowest 18 to 49 for an episode airing after Dynamite. Collision averaged 333K viewers with a 0.05. So what about it switching to Collision? Do a bunch of even AEW sickos just go, yeah, fuck this, we're out? Lex,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. So just a brutal number. 18 to 49 was the lowest for an episode airing after Dynamite. Crazy. So speaking of craziness, we had some AEW sicko violence. So who's ready for a little sicko segment before the sicko segment? And again, man, you don't see this happen at WWE shows, really. I gotta be honest. Like, you don't see shit-stained seats and stories of people stinking and fucking people saying, oh, I was getting creeped on, or fucking people like almost throwing women off of guardrails and shit, and people being chained up in basements. You don't see all this with WWE fans. And there's more WWE fans, so you'd think, well, there's more of them, so clearly there's got to be at least one serial killer watching Raw every week, right? There's got to be one serial killer that's been on TV one time, caught on camera or something, right? And it's fucking wild, dude. It's wild how shit like this keeps happening. And so, again, it's just like a weird situation where this sicko like doesn't realize. Here's the thing, man. We've all been in a situation, I'm sure, where you're at a WWE live event back in the day and they're shooting fucking t-shirts into the crowd, or you're at a baseball game or whatever the fuck, and they're throwing out merch and it like comes near you, and then a kid, like, y'all remember that Karen from this year? That Karen who like tried to get the baseball and the guy got it for his kid, and then she came over and was like, fuck you, that's my ball. That's what this guy does to a woman, and like almost like tosses her off a guardrail. And like, I'm not even really being exaggerative. Like, that's almost what happens. And it's like, man, just let it go. When you feel someone pulling on it, okay, give it a tug to try and like, because I get it, right? There's a situation of like, okay, we're all going to give our one tug, and then someone's going to be like, so everyone's going to relent and one person's going to get it, right? But when you feel a whole person like tumbling over your back and shit, you gotta let go of the item and just assume that's a child or a woman. Like, especially if you're a grown man, you're not just like, you're not Steven Seagal. You're not just like judo flipping a fucking guy over your back like that. So it's like, oh my God, is there a child on my back? I want you guys to watch this. So Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, they're throwing shit into the crowd, and I'm sure you've all seen this. But let's break this down frame by frame here. So they're throwing in the crowd. And then this sicko catches it right here. Look at this sicko. And everybody's laughing, having a good time. Look at this guy with his hands up. Oh, whoa. This lady's trying to grab it. Let the girl have it. Let the young lady have it. And again, there's some guys who are like, man, fuck bitches, bro. Like, we gotta equal rights mean equal lefts. But you guys know what I'm saying, right? Like, it's a part of like, well, whatever. Like, it's a girl. Why should I have to whatever? I don't know, man. I just my mom raised me to be nice to girls and shit. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Girls and kids, it's like, all right, you fucking here, you make room for them. You fucking take the other side of the sidewalk closer to the road. It's just gentlemanly shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking turning into a boomer now or something. I don't know. But so this guy's got the right idea. Oh, young lady, go ahead. A bunch of these guys have the right idea. Now, provided she's behind this dude. She's behind this dude, but you're doing the reach behind with your belly sticking out, bro. You doing the reach behind, eyes closed, belly sticking up, smiling like fucking a kid at a water park. I don't even know what that look is. And he's in it way more than anyone else. Hey! And then he just starts pulling her. Her feet are in the air. So at this point, this guy feels like a person on top of him. Like a full person is on top of you. You don't, I don't know, man. Now you're just like, I'm going to pull this over and you're going to cut. Like, does he think she's the doll? I don't get it. So now she's about to tumble over the railing, feet in the air. We're going to play the whole thing, but I'm breaking it down first, okay? And then you start to see people in the crowd. Their faces are shocked. This lady over here to the left, she's like, oh, fuck. This old lady with the gray hair, she has a super shocked face, but this woman's foot is covering it right now. You're going to see. And a bunch of people are like, oh, fuck. And then some guy runs up and just starts fighting this dude. Just like, what the fuck? And then she's telling him like, yo, chill out and shit. Don't white knight for me. But again, if that's her boyfriend or husband, it's like, dude, you almost threw my wife over a fucking railing or whatever, over a, what is that? Like a Lilo and Stitch? What is that called? A stitch? I'll give you a fucking stitch there, buddy. Oh, fucking asshole. And then they're like, fucking asshole. And it's like, yeah, that one dude didn't need to come in fighting. He didn't need to come in kung fu fighting. Right? But like, where's the proper crowd etiquette? What the fuck is going on with these guys? So let's let's look at this. Hey! And the funniest part. What the fuck? Can I show you the funniest part? Okay, now I'm gonna do a, like only I can, a Phil Marks breakdown of the funniest shit that I noticed when I watched this. So he throws it in the crowd. This is the funniest part to me. Like, whatever. The girl almost tumbles to her death. I mean, that's one thing. People are like, look at all the fucking balding dudes in the crowd. The balding weirdos in the crowd. That's another thing. The guy coming up and fighting and starting to fight is funny, but this is the funniest part to me, okay? So he catches the thing. He starts pulling it. The girl's like, let go. She's talking too. She's like, let go, let go. And then he's like, no, autistic rage. And just like is going to flip her over the thing. And then this guy's, his friends are even like, yo, chill, dude, let go. They're trying to pry his hands off, or hers maybe, which is fucked. Her guy, I'm assuming her man, comes up. And then this is the funniest part to me. Okay, watch this. So immediately when this guy runs up, and you can see them, watch the dude. So this is the dude's face. Can you guys see my cursor? I hope you can. The dude's face is like buried right now, right? Because he's trying to judo toss, but then watch his glasses. They start bumbling around, right? So his glasses are flipping around. These are his glasses. And they get jambled a bunch, and then they tumble down and go down the guardrail to the next level where he tried to throw this lady. So just follow the glasses. That's the funniest part to me. And then I want to point one other thing out. So the glasses get jumbled around. Now they're already falling. And this guy's like, whoa, what the fuck? And this lady's like, whoa. And then look, you can see his glasses. They're down here. I followed them, dude. Look, they tumble right there. Can you guys, if you guys can see on the bottom right, I know it's tough. They tumble down. You guys can see them. And then immediately when this guy relinquishes his face, the other dude's face, pronouns, pal, I don't know their names. The guy immediately is looking for his glasses, and it kills me every time, man. Look, so like the pile up ends, and this guy's just looking for his glasses. Meanwhile, they're down. They fell down to the other floor. That to me is the funniest part. The glasses fumbling around. So one more time, let's just play it. fact you can see them hit the guardrail and then hit the fucking and then fall down like another level is the funniest thing. Asshole. And I think that was in the UK, no? And so they edited on Collision. The fan chokehold incident was edited out of the broadcast. Of course it was, right? But the names were exposed. Now, I'm not about to dox these people over any of this shit, but basically, someone tweeted out the assholes in this video are at whatever. I'm not saying they're fucking ats. Like, what are we gonna cancel them for being? I don't know, man. Both people who work in the industry and should know better. Oh, so they work. Wait, the situation escalated further when a fan took to social media and named people involved. So they're involved in the business. Hold these fuckers accountable and don't let them get away with this. So they are involved in wrestling in some capacity, I guess. Okay, well, I'm still not going to put their Twitters on blast and shit. But, okay, then that's extra markish. This is what I mean. Like, so you guys work in wrestling and you're fucking... You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up! That's what I mean. It just... AEW attracts unprofessionalism and cringe shit. You know what I'm saying? But guys, do you find the glasses as funny as me? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat. To me, that's the funniest shit on earth. I laughed about it too hard though. Like I can't like artificially laugh at it now on the air again as hard as I laughed at it originally when I saw that video last night or the other day. Whenever I think it was like yesterday, when that came out, but. God damn, that just had me in tears. So here is another cringe video. And this, of course, this segment is called The Best Guy is Tony Khan.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
And it's a segment within a segment. It's a minute long of Tony Khan being a fucking cringe lord. Shout out AEW Neckbeards for posting wrestling neckbeard. Whatever, dude. Plural, is it not plural? I always thought it was plural for some reason. Either way, showed you out. Thank you for this clip. And here is fucking here's your boy Tony Khan. Here's Steamboat Tone.
In that lovely, direct English way that you guys have of bluntly talking to people, why don't you tell the club holders to get down here on my behalf?
So he's begging people to come to the front where it's empty. So footage of Tony Khan from today's Dynamite asking all the fans to move down and sit closer to make the arena look more full. Cringe.
Get your drink and get down here. Let's go.
Tony, we're seeing on our cameras, people are running back to their seats.
Now it's a sicko stampede. A guy almost threw a fucking lady off a balcony for a plushie. What are they going to do to get these seats?
Okay, well, I think it's starting to fill back in. That's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I've never done a show in Manchester. It's going to be my first. I have a really good feeling about
like a virgin.
It. Let's stay in touch, and I come back out at the end. And if this goes well, you're going to be getting a lot of AEW events.
If this goes well, you're going to be getting a lot of it. Oh, wow. What a fucking incentive. What a selling point there. Way to sell the fucking game, buddy. And again, oh, capitalism, cheering for corporate capitalism. That's what people say when it comes to WWE. Tone always says this to fans. Well, I mean, if we sell a lot of shit, we'll come back. Now everyone chant pay-per-view. No one melts down about it. It's fucking cringe. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
the best guy is Tony Khan.
News. AEW News. Ichi Nisanda. For AEW News, guys. So, patreon.com/ProWrestleTimes. We have a sicko segment to get into. So let me pull this up. Oh, let me check in with chat here. Yeah, guys, what did you also think? Let me know what you thought of that Wyatt 6 match. I know you guys were talking about it a bit. That was kind of fucking cringe. No, in some parts it was a little too much. But I mean, suits the clowns and the Wyatt 6 and all that, I guess. I don't know. It's Mexico. Damn, so we got a lot to get into here in this Sicko segment. You guys are strapped in and ready. Javon Evans. So Ken Dudley for 2 says fucking sickos. Oh, Ken, dude. Yushin FX gifted 5 Pro Wrestle Clips memberships. Holy shit, huge fucking support. Thank you so much. My God, dude, thank you. Everybody acknowledge Yushin FX.
Acknowledge me.
Buddy, thank you so much for always supporting PWT. I appreciate that. And hopefully some new members stay locked in. That is the gift that keeps on giving. Truly, this holiday season, when you gift a membership, it works, folks. People retain them after. And I just appreciate it. Everybody getting their free super chats. And to Julius Seether, have been a member for 7 months. We acknowledge you. We're acknowledging everybody's Christmas time. Thank you so much, Julius Caesar and Cash Monet. Member for 12 months.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
You get an come on now, Eric. That's what you get. Thank you so much, man. Members fucking rule. Member Mondays rule. Those shows fucking rule. And Patreon rule. Patreon rule. Okay. Ladies and germs, I need to brace myself. Again, we're going to hydrate for this sicko segment, okay? We most definitely have to do that. And again, guys, I can't wait for the Christmas show. I'm going to put up polls everywhere, YouTube, everywhere I can. And there'll be 4 nominees that I choose for each category. And you guys will vote. And I will do the Christmas show, whether I do it live or maybe I'll do it live. I'll do it live during the day on possibly Christmas Eve, I think, if we can look at a calendar. Should I pull up a calendar here, chat? Let's see. Let's see here. So Wednesday, that's my usual show, is Christmas Eve. If I can swing it, because it, like, you know, I can jump on for a couple hours. And it likely won't be at nighttime, but on Christmas Eve that day, I will drop, like, I'll do it in the morning so that all day and evening you guys can listen back to it if you can't catch it then or something like that. Maybe I'll do it live. That's the way to do it. The first ever live PWT Christmas show. And hopefully WWE doesn't, I'm going to be playing some skits and bits. So hopefully we don't get pulled down while we're on the air with that one, like we did during that fucking Public Enemy beatdown. What else is chat saying? AEW got 2 of the top guys from TNA and Ace Austin and Josh Alexander. Oh, absolutely. Dude, Ace Austin, man. Oh, he should have went to NXT. Buried them in either ROH. Yeah, Alexander's just a jobber. Sauce, yeah, they fucked up. Sassy, go. This match is going to be amazing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be AEW maxed, you know? It's going to be AEW maxed. Like, just fucking flips. Jack Cartwheel's going to cartwheel around. More sicko stuff. Does it ever stop? Yeah, we just got to talk about, it's mostly the Jim Cornette versus that politician guy or whatever. And I'm actually going to have to pull it up because I'm not. Baby Jesus loves gifted memberships. He does. Okay. Okay, guys. Hit the like button, all that good shit. Thanks for all the support. You guys support me so goddamn much, and I love you all so much. Thank you. Make my Christmas wish come true. All I want for Christmas are sickos to do sicko shit so I can laugh at it. Hydrating, and then let's get into this fucking sicko segment, dude. Jack Cartwheel. This guy's awesome. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for nobody's favorite segment, and it is called the Sicko Segment. So what had happened here, and we covered this a little bit, okay? We covered this a little bit already, and we have two main stories. I didn't know which one. I already did a video with JD, like I did a Dave Meltzer dumb moment with JD in the title, so I didn't want to double up and go JD versus Alba and shit, but we're going to talk about JD versus Jon Alba here as well, okay? But first, the whole Mick Foley, Jim Cornette, and what is this guy's name? Jack Posobiec. Okay, so again, I need to Google this guy, Jack Posobiec, because he's a politician, right? Or he's like one of these, he's a political activist. Okay, so I guess that means like he's too scared to do the job, to get his hands dirty. I'm saying, no, I'm joking. So, you know, Jim Cornette, he has strong stances in his political beliefs and whatnot, right? And so does Mick Foley. Okay. And so Mick Foley was like, I'm distancing myself from WWE. We covered that. And then Jim Cornette was like, I think I have the tweet here. He's like, my conclusion, or what happened? No. So Jack Posobiec sort of started this by taking a shot at a pro wrestler. Jim takes that shit personally when you take shots at, I'm sure the political alignment is there, but at the same time, too, when you're taking shots at like Cactus Jack, Jim's gonna fucking say something. So Jack Posobiec, Mick Foley said to Donald Trump, how any of my WWE colleagues can stand by, let alone stand next to this man, is beyond me. Jack Posobiec says, Mick Foley is known for taking more hits to the head than any pro wrestler. Mick Foley is also the most liberal pro wrestler. Draw your own conclusions. So then Jim Cornette says, my conclusion, no, I don't need grok to explain this fucking post. My conclusion is that he's smarter than your entire weirdo fascist cult and has principles. Imagine how damaged your brains must be to still believe in the depth of depravity and bullshit you have mired yourself in. So just taking shots, dude. Jim Cornette not backing down, right? And then this just unleashed like the right-wing politbro sphere or politics. I don't know. They just fucking unleashed on Jim here, dude. And so you had this guy here, Carmine Sabia. Like, who the fuck is this? Christian conservative journalist, editor, radio, TV pundit, Yankees fan, has 130K followers, man. Like, that's a lot of fucking followers. And he says, as someone with decades of experience in the wrestling business, and as someone who calls Jack Posobiec a friend, how many followers does this guy have? 3.2 million, buddy. Holy, I didn't even realize, man. How many does Jim have? Damn, Jim has like almost 250,000 fucking followers. That's really good too. I got like 3K, dude. I'm fucking up. My game's weak. I need to I need to get in beef with some politicians or something, guys. No, it's fucking cringe. So he goes, I can assure you that Jack has forgotten more about politics, national security, and government than this goof Jim Cornette, who blocked me long ago because he was getting owned. He owned him, as ever learned in his entire life. So I guess this Carmine Sabia guy got into it with Jim Cornette in the past. I don't know. Jim is frivolous with his block button. A lot of people say that online. And so, oh, right. This is what Jim, I had the tweet bookmarked. It was just down here. He's smarter than your entire weirdo fascist cult. And he said like a weirdo fascist cult. And they took that real personally, dude. And so Jack Posobiec, I'm trying to do this in order. So this RC Maxwell guy posted this. And let's see. So this guy has 163K followers. Like, holy fuck, man. This is like tons of people are seeing this shit. And he goes, good morning, Jim Cornette. I noticed you attacked Jack Posobiec as a fascist, but you haven't responded to this video of you saying the N-word repeatedly. I know you're a sissy, but are you also a hypocrite? Now, this is such like, now it's getting into such messy territory. This is the Jim Cornette video, you know, and Jim's been accused of saying shit on NWA commentary and stuff like that. Here's the thing, man, with this whole aren't the right-wing guys like the guys who aren't trying to cancel people for shit they did in the past and for shit they said and all this stuff? And then now when it convenes them, they want to like bring up this guy. And I'm not defending what Jim said. You won't catch me saying that shit. Okay. But it's just like, you know, man, it's everybody plays this like we're canceled and then we're going to cancel you. And then I'm canceled, but I'm on Netflix, but I make fun of it all the time. You guys know that. Can you believe that they canceled for what this person said? And then all of a sudden, oh, this guy said we're fascists, so here's him being racialist. Like, how is that the same fucking thing? I don't even understand. I'm not defending what Jim said either. Okay, I don't know if people have heard this.
Jimmy and pulled him out.
You barely even hear it.
It never lasts long. And so, Brian Matthews, that's when Brian Matthews walks by.
Sounds like someone's in like this was recorded in a dishwasher. You know what I mean? You can't even hear it.
Get that fucking nigger out of here. That's what I want you to do. Whoa, when he heard nigger. Boy, now he is double time.
So there you go. There's Jim saying that shit. You know what I mean? And so and some people say, like, you know, Jim goes hard in the paint one way because of stuff like this, and he's trying to distance himself from whatever. And maybe there's an ounce of truth to that. People fucking change. Maybe that's a sign of maturity, or like him just maybe he regrets this or so. I don't fucking know. Whatever. I'm not in Jim's mind. Okay, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know him. I don't fucking call him on the phone.
Fuck you, bye, boom.
Ask him about it. But Posobiec grabs this video. And look at this shit, dude. 500,000 fucking views, man. And I don't know if Jim's responded to this. Has Jim responded to this? I'm going to fucking Google it, man. I'm going to have to look this up. But he goes, is this a real video of you dropping the N-bomb and going hard R? Cuervo over and over. Just checking since you got on all those lib shows these days. Since you go on all those lib shows these days. What? Jim doesn't go on any show. He was just getting mad because people wanted him on Ariel's show. I don't know. What lib shows does Jim Cornette go on? I don't even know what that means. You're a lib, you know? It's just some shit. It's just internet vernacular. People's wrong. So Jack Posobiec goes, Corny hasn't responded to this, and he also hasn't responded to my challenge to face me on stage this weekend in Phoenix, Arizona. Bro, here's the thing with Jimbo. Again, and I'm not like trying to sit here and sweep for Jimbo. You guys know I was critical of Jim, like with the Travis Heckle shit. You guys know, right? I'll just shoot straight. But like, Jim doesn't leave the castle, you know? Like, you can't get him on a fucking stage. It's going to take a lot of Sprite and Wendy's triple cheese to fucking, you know, get him to leave, dude. In Phoenix, Arizona, I even offered to pay for his ticket since he's broke as a joke. And then calling him broke as a joke. Like, come on, man. He's got the #1 pod in this niche that's pro wrestling. That's a pretty big niche that's growing. It's growing audience again. And thanks to the WWE's popularity and whatnot. And he's broke as a joke. He's just like talking shit, trying to goad Jim into some shit. That's not going to work with Jim. So Jack Posobiec again says, hey, Corny, quick question. How many times? Okay, what are you going to do? Quote tweet the same thing 5 times? And are we not grown men? How the fuck old is this guy? Jack Posobiec, bro. What are you 50 and fucking quote tweeting this guy's same tweet 100 times? Hey, Corny, quick question. How many times did you watch while beautiful Bobby and sweet Stan ran the Midnight Express on your wife, Janice? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's crazy. It's like now it's just going low blow, dirty, like just grabbing for the groin, pulling hair. Holy, he's really just trying to go. I don't know why, too, because this guy has millions of followers. So is he trying to do like I have more followers, let's drown out in like, it's funny because you see it online now. People say like the woke right. You're on the woke right now. right? And it's these dudes like trying to cancel people and shit. Is that what this is? And he goes, people you used to work with tell me you used to let your boy Batista get in there too. And that's a shoot, not the animal, bro. Oh. Not fucking Drax the Destroyer, bud. Oh my God. Oh man, he let the Deacon Batista. Is that what Jack's saying? That the Leviathan was all like, holy man, that's fucking a rank thing to say. Especially when he hasn't responded, but also like calling someone fascist is pretty rank. I don't know. Like, here's the thing: I'm entirely unaware of Jack Posobiec until he beefed with Jim Cornette. So I don't know. I'm not getting into all that. I'm just reacting to the wrestling drama here. So again, this guy doesn't stop. Come to AmFest this weekend and let's do this on stage, Corny. What? AmFest? So he wants to get like an Own the Libs video. I'll even pay for your ticket since you've been broke since the 90s. See, that's where you're just talking shit. Like, Jim is not broke. But holy, this guy won't give it up, man. Quote tweeted the same tweet in the same day like 7 times. How about just respond once, don't spurg out and wait for Jim to respond, and then he does respond the next day. He got to it. So Jim got to it. So because we're going in chronological order here. So Jack Posobiec says, am I saying his name right too? I don't even know this guy's name. Vince McMahon used to mock Jim Cornette for never working out a day in his life. So he's flexing. He has a relationship with Vince, dude. You know those foam mattresses? That's what it feels like if you touch Corny. Oh, it's Vince saying this. You know those foam mattresses, pal? Yeah, that's what it feels like if you touch Corny. And especially after I shit in them. Yeah. Man, so he's just talking shit, claiming that Vince and other people talk shit. And then Jack Posobiec goes, IWC-tards. Whoa, dude. He acknowledged the IWC-tards, man. This is what I mean. Wrestling's
acknowledge me.
Oh, my God. IWC-tards finding out how deep my WWE sources are. And it's like, all right, man. So the Mick Foley thing, we'd covered that. And so here's like, Cornette had 2 responses. It took him 2 days to lick off his 2 responses. Cause like, what is he gonna, and then what is Jim gonna do? Respond to every fucking quote tweet that you quote tweeted of his one tweet? Like, well, how do you even engage with that? You know, I think Jim did it the right way. He just tagged him and was like, yo. So he just said, hi, awesome Magat turd blossom named Jack Posobiec is mad at me and Mick Foley for not liking Shitler. I never heard of this guy until yesterday, but apparently all the Yahtzee Trump fucks love him. Can anyone tell me what this dipshit's major defects are so I can pass them along to him? So Jim just jumping in deep, man. I'd like to thank Jack Posobiec for the best Christmas gift in ages. For 10 years, I've wanted to tell President Pigshit and his lying enablers what I think of them. And one of their head, mouth, organ cock holsters did it for me. Happy holidays, Jack. Keep spreading the word. Yeah, it's just like you're not going to get in a roast off with Jim and win, and he's not going to come debate you. And then you had a meltdown. Now, Jim just like, I don't know, all his shit against Mac, like whatever. We don't need to get political in chat. I'm certainly not gonna. It's ridiculous either way. But he handled it funny. I think Jim handled it. Because like, how do you even respond to a guy who quote tweets the same thing 7 times? Quote tweet each one and like fucking, but no. It's a fucking, what are you gonna do? You just gotta play it off, you know? Or just be like, whatever, this guy's melting down. What am I going to do? So, yeah, that was the first chunk of the Sicko segment. We have lots of shit in here, though. We got JD and stuff. Well, I don't know, not too much. Like, I think we're pretty well through the thing. But let's start with, we'll save the JD stuff. But here's what Vince Russo said about Stephanie Vaquer. So basically what had happened was Jeff Lane started melting down. No, shout out Jeff Lane, but he was getting mad at like bodyslam.net because someone who writes for them shared a fake quote. And he was like, yo, get this community noted. Like Vince Russo never said this shit. So like Vince Russo says, someone has posted an absolute fake tweet quoting something I never said about Stephanie Vaquer, bro. This is being spread by Maddie Mania _. So this person has 10K followers. Oh, maybe they're not a dirt sheet writer. Falsely and maliciously. If it is not taken down immediately, Maddie's next discussion will be with my lawyers. At some point, you will understand that you can't believe everything you read on social media. So they're going to like sue. Vince Russo's going to like sue you if you misquote him in these memes and shit. Or whatever. But here's what Vince Russo actually said. And I don't know why. I swear maybe it's from one of these banned accounts or something, but I swear I had what they misquoted him on. Oh, yeah. Luigi Wrestling is another one. Here, let's look up Luigi Wrestling. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look up Luigi Wrestling on Twitter. Damn, he's on YouTube and shit as well. He's everywhere. I don't even know who this is, but he's a guy with like 4K subs, and he's spreading this around. This is what Vince Russo Barreau really said about Stephanie Vaquer.
Depending on how far you got pushed or how far up the ladder you climbed, a big part of that was being able to cut a promo.
Yeah.
That is non-existent today. I swear to God, the fact that the belt is on this woman and the way she delivers and cuts a promo.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way when I was working, she would have ever got to that level not having the ability to cut a promo. It would have not. Bro, I remember.
Yeah, it's just like people. It's like more diverse and multicultural and shit. You know what I mean, dude? Like, what are you missing here? People get it. She can do half on Espanol. Lots of people speak on Espanol in America, dude. It's like, it's not a big deal. This is something like people get triggered by the Joshis too. It's like, come on, man. There's way they convey shit without conveying it, and then combat is like a universal language that everyone can understand. You know, any language understands it.
Chris, I remember the first time I saw Chris Benoit. He wrestled a dark match against Owen Hart. This is before WCW anything. He was a kid from Canada, Benoit, right? So he wrestled the dark match. Him and Owen tore the freaking house down. I went to Pat. Pat and Bruce were booking at the time. I was the magazine guy. And I said, are you going to sign that guy? And freaking Pat Patterson laughed in my face and says, are you kidding me? I don't care how good he is in the ring. He can't cut a promo. Chris freaking Benoit. That's
Chris freaking Benoit, bro.
They didn't hire Benoit because he couldn't cut a promo. And this woman is your.
And then they hired him and he became world champion.
Women's
dude, I don't know.
champion. Who is she going to relate to?
Who's she going to relate to? Holy shit, bro. You couldn't be an older, whiter guy. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest. You know, what the fuck you talking about? So moving along here. Speaking of young ladies who are crushing it in pro wrestling, or some people say she's being cringe, you know, people are saying Priscilla Kelly, aka Gigi Dolan, is just being cringe. She did the vagina handshake or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. She's doing sicko shit, essentially, on the indies. No, she's just doing like the over sexualized stuff that she did before she came to WWE type thing. And she tweeted this out. PSA, it is highly inappropriate to send personal mail or things for me to sign to my personal address if I do not know you on a personal level. Yeah, that's fucked. PSA 2, it is highly inappropriate to find my personal phone number and text me, call me, especially with vulgar, inappropriate messages. That's wild, man. Yeah, these female wrestlers, and especially like when you do what she does on the indies, like you're just going to attract troglodytes and sickos who don't get fucking laid, and they're gonna be like, well, she's asking for it, you know? And it's unfortunate, you know. Matt Hardy, speaking of unfortunate, man, Matt Hardy's getting into it with fucking Stinkashay. Speaking of people who degrade themselves for money, no, I'm joking. But Sport of Wrestling, this fucking uber sicko. Do you guys remember Sport of Wrestling? Early on in PWT, he was one of my OG lol cows, but he was honestly kind of sad. He blocked PWT, whatever the fuck, but he also like deleted his account, then remade it. He was like, you know, my wife is begging me to stop like doing this social media shit. You know, it turned into him basically being like, please, if I could just get like $1 from you from subscriptions or whatever, would let my wife know that it's like worth it. I don't know. It just got sad, honestly. And the kid's clearly like got some mental problems or something, but he's back. Sport of Wrestling. I don't know where the fuck he's been, but he's back, baby. Okay. And he had this to say. So Matt Hardy said, enter 2025 as TNA World Tag Champs after epic win at TLC BFG, beat Fraxium at MSG to successfully defend the TNA titles, lost but then regained the TNA, blah, blah, blah. He's listing credentials to a sicko who said, the most noteworthy thing y'all have done this year is you ranting on Twitter. And then Matt Hardy just took the bait and fucking went off. It's like, bro, don't even respond to a guy like that. But then Sport of Wrestling goes, he said nothing about AEW because he isn't allowed to, and WWE makes sure he isn't allowed to. What a loser and a sellout. Like, dude, you're sick, you know? And then Matt Hardy goes, are you a moronic mooncalf? I did not work for AEW at any time in 2025. You are a loser and spreader of lies, but still, Merry Christmas. And then Ricochet goes, yes, you did, but maybe you have dementia like MVP. Did he actually work in 25? I don't know why Ricochet is like talking shit to, because this is the thing, right? He talks shit to people, but then he runs into Disco Inferno backstage and he's like, hey man, we're just working, bro. We're just working. He runs into people and then he's like, we're just working, man. I'm just where, you know how it is on Twitter. But it's like, bro, one of these wrestlers, like, you're gonna get Joey Janela, bro. It's just the truth. Like, anyways. So Conrad, the mortgage guy, got into an argument. Okay. And I don't know if I caused this one. Like, I caused a fucking argument. Conrad and these sickos were arguing under, and wackos or PWT people in the PWT universe, whoever you are. You guys were arguing with Conrad under one of my fucking things. It was funny, but it was kind of like, dude, you don't even need to respond. Again, it's like, and I love the PWT universe. It was funny. You guys got an, oh, come on now, Eric, out of him. Someone who doesn't even follow me on Twitter got an, oh, come on now, Eric.
Oh, come on now, Eric.
You can't make this shit up, right? But I was like, hey, I'm not mixing it up with this. But he got into another argument, and I owned Conrad in this, and he didn't respond. Or maybe he did. I haven't, honestly, dude, I just like have been clicking on my notifications and then like dipping out. I've been not diving too deep. But Conrad was like, you can bring, so this guy says, don't care, bring back kayfabe. Okay, so this all starts, it's a conversation about kayfabe. And so Conrad's like, this is so awesome. Oh, come on, that's not very fair. Starcade 97, he would have a fucking 10, Eric. Oh, come on, we can save on kayfabe. Chat me up about kayfabe being alive and well in 2025. This guy here, Jason Booger, says, don't care, bring kayfabe back, right? Conrad, the mortgage guy, says, you can bring back kayfabe, Eric, in 3 easy steps. Step 1, log off social media. And again, this is like such a dumb fucking, I'm sorry, Conrad. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to this guy. I've been going off on him lately. This is such a dumb thing to say to someone, log off social media. So now I am not allowed to use social media like that. No. That's not a fair thing. Everyone's on social media. if you're a pro wrestling fan, and this is what I quote tweeted Conrad with, and he never responded. I was like, bro, you can't bring, that's not how the algorithm works. If you are a pro wrestling fan, you turn on Twitter, guess what? You're being shown their podcasts and shit. Their clips from WWE podcasts. If you watch Raw, let's say you have Netflix and you just watch Raw on Netflix every week, Unreal is going to be shoved down your throat. A trailer of them pulling back the curtain right there. So it's like, no, Conrad, this is a boomer. Just log off. Yeah, in 2011 on Facebook, you could say that. You know, in 2007 on Twitter, you could say that maybe, but like, that's not, you know, the algorithm feeds you what you like, bro. It's going to feed you John Cena and Rhodes shooting the shit. So don't visit wrestling websites. No, Conrad, every website is what you like. So now there's no, like, yes, there is the nodq.coms, but it fell off in favor of what? Twitter and Instagram and shit. All the most poppin' websites and all the news sites, you click on them and then it just shows you all the shit you like and want. So it's like, that's just not how the algorithm works. This is just such like a boomer take. Step 3, only watch the television product and PLEs. Okay, so if I just watch Raw on Netflix and then Unreal gets shoved down my throat because of my recommendations, and then I have to click and say, don't recommend me this, and then risk the algorithm getting confused and not recommending me my WWE shit. Have you even thought this out for 1 second? Ta-da, kayfabe is right where you left it, offline. This is such a bad take. And then this guy goes, why not just wrestlers live out their gimmick instead of talking about having dinner with their rivals? Then Conrad goes, are you familiar? Oh, come on. Are you familiar with movies and television programs outside of wrestling? This guy says, listen to Jeff Jarrett's podcast and agree with 100% everything he said. You agreed with the guy who actively is not keeping kayfabe? And then Conrad goes, if you want to keep kayfabe, you don't listen to podcasts, read newsletters, follow or reply to my tweets unless you're just all about some mortgage insights. This is such a Spurgy meltdown, bro. Oh my God, Conrad's going lol cow, dude. You can't just melt down like this and be like, oh, you can't do this. You're not allowed to live like every other fucking half-decent human in society who casually consumes podcasts and shit while they're fucking, hey, the algorithm promote shit to you. Even when you watch when you listen to podcasts on some of these players, you'll get ads and shit. Huh? How does that happen? Like, come on, man. It's service. Everything is servicing you now. No Diddy, right? Everything's servicing you now, whether you like it or not. No Diddy with HGB or GHB or whatever that shit is called. HGH fucking baby oil, laced baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Everything is just feeds you what you want. It's called a feed, bro. Oh man, I hate to go so hard on Conrad, but then this guy just kind of owns him. He goes, okay, you got it, man. You don't want me to follow or reply to you? I won't anymore. Kind of like when Triple H said he wishes he could tell the fans to fuck off. Well, a lot of them tuned out of the show since then. It's just that simple. And it's just like when the AEW sickos play elitist and shit, not trying to make it about AEW, but I'm just giving you a spectrum of how this doesn't work. When the sickos go, oh, we're fuck a casual. Okay, well, fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. Bunch of casuals dipped out. Triple H, I tell the fans to fuck off. Bunch of people are saying, fuck you, Triple H. Don't tell us to fuck off. We're paying crazy numbers. Like, we're the reason you come across successful. You know what I mean? Conrad with the whole keeping kayfabe and shit. And then him like, oh, just don't complain about it then. Nah, bro, you pull the curtain back, and he's just defending it because he pulls the curtain back. Like, he's a huge part of convincing wrestlers to do pods and tell all their stories, and it ruins the allure a little bit. It is what it is. So, moving along here, JD. Now it's time for a section in the Sicko segment called JD from NY fucking owns people and gets barked at.
Sure thing, bro. Sure thing.
So JD, he responds to Ricochet. So this guy, Vader Claus, says, JD from NY hates AEW because they made him feel like a punk-ass nobody that he is. Truly gotten to. Donald Trump vibes, but in a very small package. He is short, but But yeah, they did in a way. They kind of bullied JD. Really think about it. Like he gets the most views for his pod and shit. So they all cry about his opinions on them, and then they don't care even if he makes good opinions about people from time to time. They hyper fixate on just the bad opinions, and then they get in their fucking panties about it, right? And they get in their little fifis about it, and then they cry, and then they all team up and print T-shirts with AI versions of him and wear it around like fucking fangirls and talk about him and cope and cry and seethe over this guy constantly, nonstop. And then they keep punching at him, and then they think what? Like it's lame. And here's the other thing. It's lame to punch down. I think with JD and wrestlers, it's even playing field, but the wrestlers have the numbers game. Right. And there's a bunch of wrestlers, I'm sure, who fuck with his takes, who behind the scenes would tell him that, but on the forefront won't say that. There's people like that in the fucking wrestling world with PWT. Okay. I get big love from people that it's like, it's neither here nor there. And no one needs to be like, oh yeah, I love fucking Phil Mark show. Like you don't need to say that shit. People don't need to say that shit. And I'm sure there's as many wrestlers who like JD, but they're not going to say it because why? Then they're going to get bullied by Fingershay. Like, if it wasn't for Tony Khan, Fingershay would be like, checking his own prostate right now on OF or something, or on Only Wrestlers, whatever that RVD Katie Forbes thing they had going on. But Kingpin says, light-skinned Kingpin, Ricochet says, and honestly, I'd rather be bald than have that disgusting rat's tail he calls hair coming out the back of that probably stinking ass hat. So again, they're just going off on JD. And then JD pipes in. And he's like, I'm over here now. And he says, AEW had to invent a title so you could feel important. And you still found time to watch my podcast. That's incredible commitment. So true. So fucking true. It's like, if what he says doesn't matter, then why are you all coping about what he says? Why do you give a fuck? If it doesn't matter and he's just a clown, why do you give a fuck? This is the thing. People don't get this, and it's because they're egotistical. They exist in a bubble, and they're getting paid a shitload of money to do nothing, and they're entitled. And that creates entitlement. It's always been the case. When you get paid shitloads of money to do fuck all, it creates entitlement in people, okay? And or like not carry your weight. Like Ricochet hasn't drawn what he's being paid back. Period. So it's just like, why do you care? This has happened with me too, where dirt sheets get fucking mad at me, and it's like, why do you care? I have fucking a third of your subs, and if I don't matter, then why are you triggered by what the fuck I'm saying? It's just like, shut the fuck up. Stop crying. You're all talking shit too. People don't like what you all have to say either. But like Dax, for him to be a 40-something-year-old man wearing this fucking shirt, after party, him waiting outside. And I will say this, JD, you don't need to be in with these people. Like the reason they're able to clown him is because he wants to be in the after parties and shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's just they high school bullied him. A bunch of 40-year-old, 50-year-old, a bunch of fucking guys who weren't used are just marking in a money mark. High school bullied this other dude who's graying, has gray in his fucking hair and beard, podcaster, because he said shit about Mercedes Moné once. After glazing the company for how many years? He fucking says like one thing, and then you guys high school bully him. Like we're in the cafeteria again and shit. It's so fucking lame, dude. So JD goes, this entire conversation was about credibility, metrics, and media accountability. Your contribution is a novelty shirt with a cartoon character of me that you had made with money out of your own pocket. It's so true. It's so cringy. I own approximately 0 Dax shirts. Oh, shit. Let me Dax you a question, dude. And this is dating back to your days as a mechanic. Oh, shit. That contrast says more than anything I could add. Yeah, and Dax, like, he's done because he got cooked for fucking trashing Meltzer when it convened him and then glazing him now because he's trapped in a deal with fucking Tony Khan and having to cancel his pod and all that shit. Because now he's just got to lay down and fucking take it, dude. It's super cringy. It's super cringe. The high school bullying shit. It's so fucking lame. So anyways, JD had a meltdown against Jon Alba here. And JD says, Sports Illustrated Pro Wrestling Year-End Awards for 2025. So what happened here, by the way, is Sports Illustrated dropped some fucking article or their end-of-the-year awards, and AEW won, like, every single fucking award. And then Tony Khan made a graphic in black and gold. Thank you, SI! We're the best! And then JD got mad about it. And I've given my take, like, these people aren't bought and paid for, but they're bought and paid for in, like, access and social. Like, Tony will respond to their tweets. Tony told Ariel Helwani, yeah, I'm coming back on your show now because you've been saying nice things and shit. That's all it is. So JD from NY goes, Sports Illustrated Pro Wrestling Year-End Awards for 2025. Bought and paid for by Tony Khan. So blatantly a counter by AEW using that platform to peddle their bullshit against WWE and ESPN. How anyone believes the slop they put together for that article is beyond me. It reads like a press release cosplaying as journalism. There's no analysis, no balance, just agenda dressed up as credibility. Now, here's the thing, man. All of these outlets, they attract like hacktivists, shitty. They can't make it in other fields. So, and it's just no offense, but they write about wrestling and shit. Or they cry about like fucking, Disney's slop and shit. You know, it's like, whatever, dude. I mean, it's just everybody does it. You could get AI to do half the fucking job. And SI's gotten AI to do the job that Alba does. So it's like, whatever, dude. But I don't think it's bought and paid for. I just think Tony McMahon is friendly with them. So Jon Alba responded. We covered this before on one of the shows, but we're just covering it again. So Jon Alba responds and goes, 7 voters. And Jon Alba's just a pompous asshole. I've said it a million times. 7 voters. Everyone covers everything. Point system for voting, all write-ins and not given options. It was about as fair of a process as possible. No. Because you get these motherfuckers who want to like cry about the evil Fed and be like, oh, well, creatively, AEW is people who can't do it, people who can't cut the mustard, people who can't write the movies, so they fucking talk about, try and break down the artistic. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's who writes for SI. It's just like The Observer. They don't hire WWE. I'm not paid by I'm not a WWE AEW shill, rather. Sorry, I'm bumblefucking around. I'm not an AEW shill. Some of these writers, Dave didn't write this article. Yeah, but they hired you for The Observer. Why? Because they know how you fucking lean, buddy. They know what type of shit you're going to write. So it's the same thing with SI. Like, who's sitting there going, I want to write about wrestling for SI? Like, it's some fucking, you know... It's just someone who like wants to work their way into wrestling, and they see that other podcasters and fucking dirt sheet writers are working their way into AEW, and you can be like Dave Meltzer one day and book the shit, and Tony Khan will call you on the phone if you fucking praise his stuff. It's pretty simple. WWE won't do that. There's no access that way. People have tried. It doesn't work. So anyways, Alba's just coping here. Conspiracy theories are cool until they're not, man. You can't blame people, dude. Tony Khan calls people on the phone. And then Alba responds again. And for the record, I didn't agree with all the winners, but it was a fair process that was evenly weighed. Had no options before writing in nominees rankings, etc. Everyone on staff covers everything. No, but here's the problem. this is where it does matter, because Alba himself talks about in other tweets, the AEW's creative peaks surpassed WWE's. WWE's creative peaks nowhere touched AEW's creative peaks. And it's like, what does that even fucking mean, bro? That's subjective, you fucking idiot. So you can't sit here and say everyone covers everything. Yeah, but we all have subjective bias. So what you need to do is say, we took 8 people, 8 voters. 4 of them are staunch WWE fans. 4 of them are staunch AEW fans. And then maybe get 4 who are like, we trust that they're down the middle. That's the only way you can do that if you want to play creatively, the peaks. Because, like, motherfucker, the best creative shit, Vince Gilligan, the best show's Breaking Bad. That's why it was getting watched the most, and it's the most famous. That Vince Gilligan guy, or whatever the fuck his name is, he made that new show, Pluribus. It's the top fucking show. It's the top show. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, is that not the best creative shit? WWE's doing the best creative shit because they're drawing the most fucking money. That's the name of the game. It's entertainment and entertaining the most people. Why are you putting your life on the line doing these fucking moves if it's not to draw people to the, like, you know what I mean? Now we can quantify and measure the creativity. You can do that. You can do it. We can look at the promos, storylines. What character are you trying different shit? WWE just tried some shit where Rhodes went to Drew McIntyre's house and it was like a fucking cinematic. It was cheesy. I don't think it really hit. I think it was kind of cringe, not gonna lie. But they tried it, you know, like, what does a creative peak mean? Like when Moxley did a fishbowl drowning, creatively that peak. Oh, it peaked so hard. Fuck you talking about? They're doing 1,200 people this week after doing 10K in fucking the UK. They come back home and they're doing fucking 1,200 people. Like, what are you talking about? Creative peak. They're fucking doing the lowest ratings they've ever done. Doing the smallest houses they've ever done. TNA's creatively peaked. You could argue higher than AEW in some instances. Why? Because they're comparable. Like, you could measure their fucking pay-per-views closer and shit like that. It's just crazy to me, man. It's nuts. It's fucking nuts that people do this cop-out. They want to do subjective shit, but then go, oh, well, we got fair, unbiased voting. Everyone's just objective about wrestling, but then we're going to vote on this subjective thing. It's fucking just dumb. It's retarded to begin with. So to be like, no, there's no way this could be a flawed system. It's flawless. We're infallible. No, you're just being a pompous asshole. People can be wrong, Jon Alba. You asshole. He rubs me the wrong fucking way, big time. JD from NY goes, points voters? Who gives a shit? John, the publication couldn't realize the difference between heel turn and heel run. Naomi's turn was better than John Cena. Opinion is opinion, but to claim anywhere that John Cena's heel turn didn't shake the industry on the night that it happened to its core is preposterous. And this is coming from someone who loves Naomi's work. I'm overhead now. WWE having a down year does not automatically make the other company promotion of the year. Exactly. Just because WWE had a year that people go, oh, it wasn't as good as the year before, it doesn't mean that automatically AEW or Nuge was better, though. They always play this game. Like, WWE can do all this good shit one year where it's like, man, this wasn't as good as the last 2, but it was still really good when you look at shit objectively, man. You got AJ Lee back, you got a bunch of shit this year. It's not good enough. Oh, well, they're down actually, and AEW's kind of in the mix. It's like, no, man, this would happen with TNA too back in the day. I didn't have a pod back then, but moving along. So JD says, and this is coming from Promotion of the Year awards are supposed to earned on performance, not granted by default. And exactly, performance is like, are the AAA talents not performing at a high level, or are they not doing their best to put on great shows and they're not drawing now? Like, it's 1-to-1, dude. We can track it. The best shit draws the most. Taylor Swift isn't the best singer. Like, yeah, so you guys admit you just like move corn. Like, yeah, she can't hit all the octaves. I'm sure there's some girl in a fucking church choir somewhere that can sing like Axl Rose in his prime, but like she put in the effort and said the point of why I'm doing like I'm going to get eyeballs on this shit. She doesn't just sing because it's in her soul and it's it's all those things. That's why she's so good at it. But you got to make money doing what you love. Should be everybody's goal. You know what I'm saying? Or at least like love what you're doing enough to have it not like impede your life and like I'm home miserable every fucking day. You know, like if you go, man, my job's fucking solid. I make good money. I get a fucking pizza and a 6-pack at the end of the week. I ain't crying. You know, that's fucking great. You know, that's amazing too. But yeah, it's just such a dumb thing when people do these fucking comparisons. So JD's on point here. JD's on point. JD, we need a JD Phil Marks crossover, dude. I see people commenting it and shit a lot more, and it'll happen for sure. It'll happen. I have faith, right? But AEW's 2025 metrics across attendance, ratings, demo stability, live gates, and overall growth were objectively its weakest since launch. If those numbers still qualify as promotion of the year, then the criteria itself is meaningless. Promotion of the year should reflect momentum, growth, and audience demand in 2025. I got to like this one. He's cooking, dude. AEW had none of those. That doesn't make WWE great. It just makes Sports Illustrated unserious. Holy, I got to retweet that one. That's a great one because it's true. Okay, let's argue WWE wasn't great. Awesome. Was it still not? And okay, like take just WWE, take the tribalism out of it. It sold the most shit. It got the most eyeballs, the most pops, the biggest pops, the largest gates. It's got to be the best shit. It's that simple. No, well, Wagyu beef's better than McDonald's. A bunch of people saying that who've never eaten Wagyu beef in their lives, who eat McDonald's a couple times a month. Because McDonald's isn't designed to do what Wagyu beef does. It's not a 5-star Michelin star restaurant. That's a restaurant. Dumb. It's raw. That's where you go. You go to Hell's Kitchen if you want Wagyu beef. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's is, this food is good, it's affordable, and we can serve a bunch of motherfuckers in like 5 minutes. You get your big bag full of food, hot food, and it's serviceable. It's quality enough to where anybody, including Michelin star chefs, including a guy like Gordon Ramsay, he's even said it, bro, McDonald's, who doesn't love McDonald's? Even Michelin star chefs will tell you that shit. That's why you fail at I'm fucking light years ahead of all these stupid dummy arguments that these people try to compare pro wrestling to. No, it's pro wrestling. It's a carnival act. Carnies are carny, bro. Carny, you know what that is? Trying to get money, okay? They're trying to weasel money out of little kids throwing darts at balloons. You know what I'm saying? They're fucking, it's a carnival act. You're trying to draw people. Period, point blank. That's why you do it. I'm sorry. So Jon Alba has this to say. I just cannot imagine getting this angry over something so trivial. It's a fun look back at the year. It has no real life consequence on anything. Now it's, I can't believe getting so angry. It's not anger, bro. It's just discourse. We're all talking shit on Twitter. You responded to his last tweet 2 fucking times, John, to defend yourself. You know? Harboring this type of anger is so unhealthy. Again, just now you're a fucking psychologist. You're a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I'm a telekinet. I don't even. Is it a psychiatrist? Now you're a psychiatrist. You're fucking diagnosing this guy. And JD goes, who's angry? LOL. No angry here. No anger here. Now go and get your fucking shine box. No. Just a little disagreement, honey. Criticism isn't emotion. It's analysis. If awards are subjective fun, that's fine. But once you frame them as authoritative, people are allowed to challenge the logic without being told they're unhealthy. Funny how it's just for fun only comes up after the criticism starts. So true. Like, John, if it was just for fun, that would have been your first. It's like if somebody came to me and were like, man, these PWT awards are all wrong and garbage. Like when we do them at the end of the year, I'm going to go, yeah, because fucking 100, we're lucky if 300 people vote on everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I know we're just having fun over here. So it's funny. Moving along here. So Jon Alba says, well, let's read this because I think JD yeah. Alba says, who on our staff has framed this as authoritative? Bro, it's because you were defensive. Here's the thing. Authoritative, people just nitpick words like redacts, like, and it does matter. It does matter. Words matter, okay? But authoritative might be strong, but he just means like your response being defensive is what I think JD tried to say, but he was cooking. So you just got to let him cook. But like, you're being defensive. And then when people go, well, this is stupid. No, it was absolutely the most unbiased thing ever, is what Jon Alba is pretty much saying. So then he's sitting here saying like, okay, so it's an authoritative, it's like the definitive end all be all. It can't in no way be biased. John, is that what you're saying? But he's not saying that. He's just like, you know, the implications there. So JD's putting it into his response, but then you're going to hyperfixate on like this strong word, I guess. But it's like, you know what he's saying, Jon Alba. You know what JD's saying. Like, then your response would have just been, hey, JD, it's all for fun, man. Like I think it's pretty unbiased, but maybe it's biased. I don't know. It's fun. I say that to chat all the time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just off on this take. I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? That, you know, like, what the fuck? Why can't you just do that? But instead, this is what Dave does as well. The star ratings are stupid. No, they're objective. I give star ratings to matches I don't like, Brian. It's fucking horseshit. So Jon Alba says, who on our staff has framed this as authoritative? You. This is how our panel picked it. It's going to be different from other outlets. It's quite literally just shining light on accomplishments in the industry this year. Yeah, not even accomplishments, like sort of like manufactured accomplishments, right? Like saying Hangman was the wrestler of the year. Okay, well, we can like measure that. But if you just subjectively, let's give him this accomplishment and this distinction of we think Hangman's the wrestler of the year here at SI. Okay, that's fine, but again, it is what it is. JD from NY says, John, publishing year-end awards for a legacy outlet. Here's the problem, though. It is Sports Illustrated. And so JD, I think, would have more of a point if Sports Illustrated didn't so openly fall off, dude. Like, it fell off so hard that people just do not take it seriously, period. Like, it's become a fucking joke, you know? It's like Rotten Tomatoes. You see the Rotten Tomatoes for a movie, and you're like, I don't even care what this... Like, okay, The Rock, people are shitting on Smashing Machine. The Rock is, like, getting nominated for an award or two for that shit. Maybe that's not a good analogy, but you guys know what I mean? Like, or a comparison, rather, or a good movie poll. But Rotten Tomatoes will fucking give a rate. They'll be like, this movie was 100%, and then people see it and they're like, no, it wasn't, or they're like, this movie was shit, and everyone's like, and then people don't go see it in theaters, and then after it comes out, they're like, nah, man, this is a pretty good movie, and then it has a cult following after or something. You know, it's like Rotten Tomatoes has fallen off. IGN, you can't take their ratings serious. SI's in that category. So JD, like, I get it. Some people view Sports Illustrated like, man, that was, dude, when I was a kid, that's what I would get. I would go to the library and I would get Sports Illustrateds. Like, I'd try and get the most recent one and shit. And like, I loved SI and like SI Kids when I was young and shit. Like, it was the most reputable shit. But SI's fallen so far from grace that like, I just don't think this is the publication that like, they don't have the credibility they once did, you know? And then the AI scandal, and then Alba's like running it. You know, so John, publishing year-end awards for a legacy outlet inherently frames them as authoritative. True, that is accurate, but SI's just falled off. So if they're just one panel's opinion and not meant to carry weight, then criticism of the conclusions shouldn't be met with defensiveness or personal commentary. Boom. Boom, dude. JD, again, points JD. 100%, man, because this is the
Sure thing, bro. Sure thing.
This is the thing, man. If it's not that serious, and I guess I already said this, so I'm not, whatever. His response would have been, it's not that serious, bro. We're just picking these things. You wouldn't have said JD's so angry and it's unhealthy and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like you went ad hominem on him. You can't downplay the authority of the platform after leaning on it. You don't get to invoke Sports Illustrated's brand and history to shine a light and pretend it carries no authority when people question the results. JD, it doesn't hold a third. SI fell off, bro. It's done. It's cooked. It's finished. It's Playboy. It's over. Okay? So, I mean, yes, he is right, and some people might view Sports Illustrated that way, but at the same time, it's not like this is ESPN or something, you know? Awards can be subjective and still reflect standards. The issue isn't that your panel differed. It's that the results require ignoring every major metric of the year to make sense. Yeah, and I say that all the time too. Like every measurable and palatable metric, every scientifically measurable and palatable metric, WWE washes AEW. So it's like, that's not a competition, in my opinion. Like, how is that a fucking contest? If we all went to the gym and like somebody lifted more weights than me and then jumped higher than me and then did more chin-ups than me, more push-ups, more sit-ups, more laps or whatever, and then I go, oh, but I'm a challenge. I challenge you athletically. Like, what challenge are you athletically to somebody? You know, it's maybe that's a bad analogy too. I don't know. Tell me if I'm redacted. But JD's spot on with this, and he cooked him. Now go and get your fucking shine box, Alba. That was the
Put me out of my misery.
So Omos is out here getting in the main event AAA picture. Is he going to be Vikingo's like heater? He's going to be Vikingo's like personal monster or what? That's going to rule. That's awesome if that's what's happening. Fucking Omos, guys. Yes, him and Vikingo rules. I love it. 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 Because then Vikingo can hide behind Omos. It almost, maybe it would have been better with El Grande, but I give it a chance here. Because El Grande might like face off against Omos and shit and have to figure out, you know, like who can stop Omos. Hamburguesa? Damn. Okay, guys. What an epic turnout. Round of applause for the PWT universe. I know I don't think this show, maybe it's done, maybe it's not. I can't remember if there's one more match or not. That's it for me here. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Guys, Merry Christmas, all that good shit. You'll hear from me live show, I guess, Christmas Eve day. Christmas Eve during the daytime, I guess. I'll pop on and we'll do the Christmas show. Keep a lookout on all the social medias. You guys can vote on all the different social medias too, okay? And I'm just going most votes for each guy wins. And if the math is too close, I'm the determining factor. I'm also going to nominate everyone. And hey, our votes are bullshit. See how easy that is, Jon Alba? I appreciate you all for being here. What a spectacular show. Thanks for all the gifted memberships and super chats. You guys fucking rule. Merry Christmas to all. You guys will hear from me right on Christmas. And, man, Member Monday as well. Become a member, only 99 cents, or become a patron. And Member Monday on Monday. We're going to have some fun on Monday. Okay, guys? I think we're going to do it during the day show, member stream, and we're going to have some fun. Okay? I promise you that. So, I know that AAA is still on, guys, but I am going to get out of here. I appreciate you all. I bid you all adieu. Until next time, I'll see you in the Upside Down. Go enjoy this main event without me talking in your goddamn ear. We'll react to it. If there isn't there like a Dom match or something? We will react to it together on Member Monday. We'll talk about it, okay? I've been Phil Marks. You guys fucking rule. Thank you so much. See you guys in the Upside Down. Peace.
It is a fast-acting viral strain that infects the host immediately, and upon getting sick, the infected will become racked with coughs, sweat profusely, and start to get the shivers and chills.
There he is, the legend. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah. You can't literally run a promotion just for the AEW, what do they call them, sickos?
Thank you very much, TikTok and AEW. See you tonight.
Tony Khan started telling people there's no such thing as long-term booking anymore. It's week to week.
The best guys, Tony Khan. We have just secured the bag.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It was just sort of happened naturally. But it was never something I intended. It was just something that happened because the wrestlers asked me to do things in matches, and I do them.
If you run a promotion just for the sickos, you're going to do 400,000 viewers eventually.
Effing melts. You know that SmackDown actually went over and everything?
Yeah.
You know, what's the point? The point is SmackDown.
What are you getting at here?
That the DVRs didn't pick it up.
Did they not pick it up?
Mine didn't.
Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week.
What would you like to listen to in your ears?
I'd like to hear the flute.
Well, if you'd like to flaunt your flute, then we can find you a flautist.
We have just secured the bag.
It doesn't help me.
Okay, so complain, but
I will complain.
Put me out of my misery!
And when I heard that, I was like, what?
Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
You got to run a promotion for everybody. The sickos can be the ones that buy tickets first and spend the most money on the merchandise.
Because we have just secured the bag.
But you got to promote for everybody. Then you'll have a lot of viewers.
I think we proved a lot of so-called experts. We made them look like idiots. We're not going anywhere. Tony Khan's not going anywhere.
You'll also be there on TNT. You'll be in 2 places at once. You'll be around my favorite movie. Time. So great, Pittsburgh.
It's not like I tried to be a character. It sort of happened naturally.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Keep themselves safe.